Hello, hello, welcome. And look,
Hello,
there's two of us
rocking
today.
those Christmas
Chantel, how are you?
tunes. Good. How are you going?
Good, good. Let me,
Oh, we've got
okay.
the chat emojis already going.
Chatterman, just drink some water. That's early.
That is quite early for that.
But
for that one.
I will take advantage of that. Absolutely. How's everyone out there today? How is everyone out there? I'm just waiting for that. Trying to get my in-ears to sound just a little bit more correct. I can hear the play out from the intro music, sort of just fading off. And then we're gonna.
There we go.
We'll be putting on the old creator mix today. So I hope everyone's had a great week. This is a creator breakfast. So let's make sure we bring that on. There we are. And we're here to finish out the year with a bit of a Christmas special / YouTube Q&A, YouTube news. There's a bit of news this week. YouTube rolling out their final probably announcements for 2024. There might be a couple more between now and the end of the year, but who knows? Who knows? But I know this will be my final show for the year, because I think next Saturday I'm out on Christmassy stuff, even though it's just after Christmas. And I think the following Saturday is, I don't even know what date it is, but I think that would push it into January. Yeah, I push it into January, so that makes today's show the last show for the year for me. Chantel might still be doing her own shows, of course.
I'm still doing my Monday stream, but not my Thursday stream. So
your Monday
one will be my last.
Your
one.
Monday / Sunday, depending on the time zone.
Depending on where you're watching from.
I think we better jump in and see who's here, because I can see there's a lot of activity in the chat already.
Lots going on in the chat.
All right. So I'm going to start here. This can disappear because it's blocking my way. Live stream consultants early on. Good morning, Merry Christmas. Good morning, Merry Christmas to you. Kevin Hawthorne is also coming in right before the stream starts. As always, from Lakeland, Florida. Home Rapid Repair, Larry is here as well. Good morning, USA. Good evening, Australia. That's right on. Live on YouTube number 2. Chat room warming up. Absolutely. SMS Sky's in the house as well. Welcome. Awesome Alvin. Awesome name. And welcome to the stream. I've got to scroll now. Here we go. See who's coming in. And Jerry's here. As always. Look, there's Jerry. You can probably tell we've got some festive red and green in the theming today.
I got the Christmas bling.
Christmas bling. Like some of my lights are Christmas colored behind me, but because of the crop, you can't see it, unfortunately. Let's see who else we got here. Scrolling. I'm seeing the same names. Jermaine's here. Welcome, Jermaine. A tag team live. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we like to do special things, particularly when Nick Nimmin's taking a break. We like to jump in and fill the void.
And take over the time slot.
Take it over. Frankie over 50's here. It jumped as I clicked. Michael Sahoski's also here. Welcome. And I think that's everyone. Have I missed anybody so far? I think I've got everybody.
Awesome Alvin. Did you show that one? Awesome Alvin's in the house?
Yes, we hit Awesome Alvin. It's
Sorry,
an awesome name that we
decide that she's coming in. She's coming in and she's just pushing stuff off a table. Sorry.
So Amazing Yacht Destinations is here as well. Welcome. So today it's sort of like what I normally do, but we're doubling the hosts, and we're gonna just go with your YouTube questions. So if you have any questions for either of us, put a Q in front of it. And your question, just drop it in the chat. It's all good. We've got some YouTube news to go through today as normal. And it won't be just my opinion. We'll be maybe having a little bit more of a discussion after we sort of go through the pertinent pieces of information. And, of course, you can join in as well in the chat. So, we're going to see where this all takes us today. We don't have any time constraints. There's no Nimmin Live to throw to. So I'm not capped by time. We're not capped by time today.
We're not capped by time.
At the same time, I must say it is 11 p.m. So
It is. I'm highly caffeinated. So
That's
we'll
good.
see
Yeah,
how
I
long
went and had a
that
leisurely
lasts for.
coffee before the stream, so that was good. So now I'm all watered up, ready to
Like,
go.
I have water, also backup beverage.
So I think what we might do. Do you have anything you want to start with before we get into it? And yeah, the gifts are working here. They're going to pop up right between us today. And the camera focused on the tail. I'm like, did you full focus?
Such a good job. She
Yeah.
never comes onto my desk, and she's just like, "What's going on in here?"
It's crazy.
Macy, please, come on. Such professionals, professional streamers. Excuse me. You need to get down.
Professional streamers.
Oh, there we go.
All right. That's.
Okay.
I can.
Yeah. There's cat hair floating everywhere.
Yeah, it's gonna bump.
So
I'm just
fun.
adjusting
Sorry,
my
no,
in-ear. I'm just adjusting my in-ears to the face
there's a
palm.
lot of YouTube. There's a lot of YouTube news this week. It's they're like dumping everything before the end of year. Did you want to just jump on in, or what is it that you want to do?
I think we'll get started, and then we can just let the rest of the show roll with the Q&A and you know wherever the discussion takes us today. All about YouTube, all about being a creator. You know, all the usual questions. All the regulars will know what sort of questions that we're liking to handle, and yeah. So let's
there's so many aspects to being a creator, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. So, you know, it could be like a strictly YouTube feature question, or it could be like a, hey, I'm, how do I get started live streaming, or how do I, you know, I've never made a short before. What's the best way to go about it? Something like that. You know, anything. So, but let's hit some of the news. Let's get some of the news out of the way first of all. We'll do it Nimmin Lifestyle. Do the news up front. Now, the Creator Insider Newsflash video, today's was the last one for the year. And so I've just done like a summary of what they talked about. So the first thing we can see here is the last Newsflash 2024. So there won't be anything next week.
Yeah. It does make it sound like it's months and this is the last one, but it is only one more week. So
that's right. Then we're into 2025, and you know it's all going to happen. Let me just pull that logo off, make it a little bit cleaner there. We're going to go into some of these in greater detail, and some of these we're just going to mention. But on the news flash, and plus we've got other news that's not included in the news flash. But the first thing is AI third-party training access. This is YouTube. They're saying, hey, we're going to let you choose whether or not you want us and or particularly third parties to actually train AI on your content. So we're going to go into that. They also talked about video settings, which is to do with they're experimenting with the uploads on mobile. So whether you're in the Studio app or the main YouTube app, you can they're experimenting with different layouts for the upload flow, where you fill in like you know, is it public, is it unlisted, is it made for kids? Put the description and your title and attach your thumbnail and do all that stuff. So in that section there, they're experimenting with different layouts. So you may see some variations, or you may just see everything as usual. So they're testing to see what the optimal sort of layout is. Some of that they're hiding it under like show more, so that you have to expand it to fill out more information. Because some people don't want to go and hit the nitty gritty. Some people like to go and hit every question and make sure it's all filled in correctly. So, you know, they're seeing what's going to be optimal for most creators. So I don't have any more information on that other than I had to watch the video again to remember what that was about. One other launch this week, of course, was Super Chat goals. We're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail in a second. But while we got this window open, because of the way we've got this set up, I just want to say that cat gif looks so real.
It did. That was a good one.
So yeah, so there's a question we're going to be asking in a minute. Will you opt in? That is actually the first topic up. So let's just go straight to that right now. What I'll do is pull that down. So this is the basic gist. We could go into like an article and stuff, but I haven't prepared for that. So I will just hit the main talking points. YouTube will now let creators opt into third-party AI training. Starting today, creators and rights holders will be able to flag for YouTube if they're permitting specific third-party AI companies. So if you opt in, you can actually, out of the list of companies, say yes or no to certain companies. So you might say, well, I like this company, what they're doing, but I don't like what this company's doing. They're less ethical, they're more ethical. Whatever your slant is when it comes to AI, you can like customize that. So they're going to use that to train models on creators' content. This is for third parties. What that suggests, first of all, is that because of YouTube's terms of service, YouTube are already probably training data, using YouTube videos to train data because it's their platform, and they probably have something.
And we've already given YouTube apps, like when you agree to your YouTube channel, when you say yes, I would like to build this, in the terms of service, it already states that YouTube will use your videos and data for their own purposes. So this just follows on from that. But this is the third-party apps. Yeah.
Which is basically what it says here. It says YouTube content accordance with this existing agreement with creators. So that's the terms of service. The default setting for all creators will not allow third parties. So by default, the setting is off. So if you're clueless and you never hear about this new information, or if you're not sure, you can just leave it be, and that won't the third parties aren't allowed to train their AI on your data. So that is the positive thing about all this, is that they're not saying, oh, well, if you don't want it, you got to opt out. They're saying, no, we want you to opt in. We want you to be agreeable up front. And if you don't do anything, then we're not going to touch your data. Yeah. Or your content, I should say.
That's a really important point. I think that's like we both know that there's people out there jumping on it like, I don't want this, but I think understanding that it is an opt-in option. So right now you don't have it. It is an opt-in option.
Yeah,
so if you don't want it, you don't have to have it. And so I do think that I like it when they do that. I like it when they make it opt-in for something rather than you have to go and find the setting to opt out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I did see a few people who on various social medias where this was getting announced and discussed, or whether it was the information was being reshared by other, like other parties like a vidIQ or whatever. All the people in this space,
in the comments,
some people would jump in and they're getting a little bit angry. I'm like, but you got to opt in. They're not training. They're not using it to train data. Well, obviously YouTube is, but these third parties aren't allowed to, because they've come into an agreement with YouTube to only use data that YouTube will provide based on the creators opting in. So it's such a good thing that because we've had other features come out where they've had to make people opt out, where people didn't agree or weren't happy.
Do you remember when they added mid-roll ads in and you had to go and turn it off for every individual video if you missed a particular deadline?
Ooh.
And I had
I'm trying to remember that. That was a while ago.
This was a few years back. Yeah. I didn't notice the deadline. I totally missed it, totally blanked on it. And I had to manually go into hundreds of live streams and remove mid-roll ads.
Yeah. And
I was just like, this is a mess. Never missed a deadline, Chantel. Read the deadline dates.
In some of the other documentation I've seen in some articles on this, there is a suggestion that at some point in the future that if you opt in, you may also get some monetary compensation for this. But right now, there's nothing in place, but it's something that YouTube has actually mentioned somewhere. It's not in this particular thread.
Yeah, I haven't read that in anything I've read, but I haven't read everything.
Yeah. So that is something else. I haven't made a decision yet, but I've already seen some people like Brian G. Johnson made a video that came out overnight talking about this. And he said he was going to opt in. He's happy to opt in, and it's a creator's choice ultimately to decide. It's your decision to decide when it's your content. You have the freedom to decide what you want to do, and I know some people are very hesitant when it comes to AI, and so I think that's important that everybody has their own choice to make there.
Can I just jump in for a second? Amazing Yacht Destinations has just gifted 10 YouTube channel memberships.
Oh, you know what that means?
So, yeah.
Thank you for gifting the memberships. I'm going to jump in and read out who the 10 people who received that membership. Living in Omaha, Dave Matney. I met David at Super. What was that place we went to? Vid Summit this year.
Vid Summit.
I was going to say Supernova. I didn't go to Supernova. Ray got one. Andrew Can received one. I think last week he was trying to like become a member, like sign up. He couldn't. So he couldn't do it. But he received the gifted, so that's good.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. Southern Relic Adventures, V Ben Israel, Chantel Hills.
I may have subscribed with the second channel. I didn't realize I had. Whoops. Do I get double the member benefits now?
Yes.
Like
I don't know what they are, but anyway. I don't know how double works. Civilized Crash Out, Jasmina D, Nick's Mountain Goat Productions, The Bourbon Journey, and I think that's it. I think I hit 10. I was just about to read out Home Rapid Repair, but I'm like, hang on, wait. Home Rapid Repair Larry
really
is already
bad that my dupe channel scored a. I feel bad about that. I feel so bad about that I'm going to gift an extra membership just so that one person who missed out because of me. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it live. Do not share my screen. Oh dear. There we go.
That's right. I can't see your screen to share it anyway.
Oh, that's good. There we go.
I thought I'd go back to this view just a second. We can
there
jump
we go.
back.
I gifted a membership to pass that on.
Thank you for gifting the memberships. And that was passed on to Joseph Yanni. Welcome, Joseph Yanni, to the memberships. So if anything...
It's just a sea of green. It's just an absolute sea of green in here.
So it means you get access, like right now, if you're here in the stream, you get access to those fun emojis to use, double Doug there and so forth.
Oh, yeah. Love a good emoji. There we go. I've just thrown an extra couple in.
Okay, going back to the old AI opting in, opting out, Esmo Scott says they don't think they're going to opt in. Not now, not for now. That's fair, because you want to get a feel for what the deal is. But that probably won't stop people from nefarious intentions. Like, because it's open on the internet, people are going to illegally scrape things. YouTube, Google will put in countermeasures, but nothing is 100% from like the scraping sort of deal. So we'll see what happens. There is that issue, but that's going to happen anyway, regardless. And here he is. He gets a notification that he received the gift of membership. Welcome. Jermaine says, I'm just going back so I don't miss anything. I know YouTube made this 3-minute short feature. Will that ruin your channel? 3-minute shorts? No, definitely not.
No, they're not going to ruin your channel. It's just another thing that you can do.
Yeah, it's just like I think it's a little bit more freedom to create a little bit longer shorts. So if you are making shorts, then that's gives you a little bit more freedom. If you don't make shorts, then it's not gonna. If you just do long form, then it doesn't matter anyway because you don't make shorts then. You don't make shorts now. It's all good. It's all good. It's just a little bit more creative freedom, in my opinion. Someone just bought Doug a coffee. iPhone Chris just bought dropped a cuppa that's for me, of course. In the yellow, that one is me. Chantel's alerts will also come up in today's show because you can see I've got that's my one there, and the one over in the other corner.
I don't know where I'm pointing. There I am.
Yeah, it's the opposite side when I'm looking at the computer. Over there. So the corresponding QR codes are there if that's the way that you're inclined to go today. So they're there, of course. Whatever you drop in the chat itself, that's the supers and gifteds. That's, of course, because it's on my channel. They come my way.
Doug, so, as it should. As it should.
So just in case there's any sort of confusion.
Yeah, like why are there 2 QR codes with coffee cups on them?
That's right. and they will only appear on this view. When we go to the other view, they disappear. So they'll only be on this view. Amazing destination. I can't even speak. Says, I'll say yes just in case. Then I can limit the ones that I do believe is effort. Yeah, because you can say yes and then pick and choose. Absolutely. See if there's any more comments about AI before we go on to some of the other announcements and news.
So while you're having a little look, I think for now, I think I will opt in. I think I will go and have a look and choose what my options are. There's definitely one or two that I would say yes to if they're there. I haven't had a good look, but as you said, the data's probably going to get scraped anyway. At least let YouTube put some protections in for us. So that's how I see it.
Yeah. And
also, hi Anfield, how you going?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm a little behind in the chat. Aussie Adventures with Rose, formerly Aussie Walks. Welcome to the Christmas show, the YouTube Q&A and news. It's good to have you here. Just highlighting that because of the emojis.
Yeah, bring on the emojis.
Double Doug there. They're colourful.
So colourful.
Yeah,
So
Anfield
colourful.
Road, in the loft. Lee, welcome.
So, Living with Omaha has a question down the bottom there about.
I'm getting there. Let me go down.
All right.
What's the benefit of opting in? That's a good question. For now, I don't know. Like direct benefit to your channel, there isn't really any benefit. There's no disadvantage either.
No.
Right now it's neutral, but there is a possibility that I have seen it said that there's a possibility that down the road that YouTube may work in a form of monetization, so that if you do allow and your content does get used, that you will get some sort of compensation for that. So that would happen down the road. So you might even want to hold off on allowing that if that's something that you want to consider. And what that's going to look like, we don't know, but it's sort of it was mentioned, so we don't have a time frame for that or anything else. So that would be a benefit directly to the channel who allows that to happen. Thank you. My Alexa just told me that someone bought me a coffee.
Yeah.
So that's
Good
a good
job,
thing.
Alexa.
Coffee time! Coffee! Cappuccino! Java! Yes!
There you go.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Thank you for all the great news and information. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. I didn't realize my audio that I have adapted directly into mine would share in the stream, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It means I don't have to work.
You don't have to press a button.
I don't have to press buttons like mine has the buy me a coffee thing as well, so I don't have to hit that. So
yeah. Oh, awesome.
So
we're
good.
both organised then. Look at us pros go.
Yeah.
You know, except for the whole cat thing walking across, we're legit.
Larry says he just opted in. Studio settings, channel tab, advanced settings. Oh, and it disappeared before I read it. And then scroll down the third party chat training. That's right.
Gosh.
That is correct. Oh yeah. We've both found Buy Me a Coffee is a really good service.
I've been really. For me, I've found that there's some really big benefits to it. Like, you get to use it whether your channel's monetized or not, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Doug's channel, this channel's monetized. You can totally super chat him. But I don't know about you, Doug, but for me, with how I've organized my payments, if I receive coffees in my Monday, so maybe Sunday live streams, it's actually in my bank account by Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. If I get them today, I get them by about the same. Yeah, they must do like a midweek. So the timing is the same for us, at least.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's good.
Whereas with YouTube with supers, it's the 22nd of the following month.
Yeah. So if I get a super chat today, it'll get paid out at in January, after the 20th. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so if you need to if you need cash now, go with Buy Me a Coffee.
True. No, that's true. That's
Yeah,
very true.
But like, because like for yourself, when you were like using Buy Me a Coffee towards the sort of the deadline for Vid Summit there, we recommended people use the Buy Me a Coffee rather than the super chats because the super chat funds weren't going to hit your account in time.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And that worked out really well.
And they've got like if you want to use it more in depth than what I'm using it for, you can actually put things up there for your channel members. You can treat it nearly like a Patreon. Like there is so much flexibility and usability to it now that they never used to have. And I really think it's great. I definitely don't use it enough.
Yeah.
Someone just bought Doug a coffee.
Larry dropped 5 coffees. Chantel, I'll hook you up with tons of coffees in your stream tomorrow.
Thanks, Larry.
He's promising for the future.
Promising the coffees. Promising
Thank
the
you,
coffees.
thank you,
That's all
Larry.
good.
Appreciate the Christmas cheer.
It's awesome.
Cha-Ching King says, I hate to admit this, but I'm at a complete loss as what we have the option of opting into. Oh, yes, using your videos to train AI. Yeah, you just come in mid conversation, so that's understandable. Awesome Alvin has a question. I saw the queue. It's a little queue, but I saw it anyway.
Like if you use a queue, Doug's going to notice it better.
Okay, how would I know about monetize? So, if you have a YouTube channel, which I assume you do, what you can do is go into your YouTube studio in the back end, whether you're on the app on your phone or whether you do it on the browser on computer. If you go into YouTube Studio and look for the Earn tab, so if you're not yet monetized, it will give you all the information about what you need to achieve to apply for monetization.
And it's really clear.
Yeah. So if you're like really starting out and you need to get the 500 subscribers and the 3,000 hours of watch time for the fan funding. So if you're doing like to get like super chats, memberships,
super stickers.
be able to turn on a store, all that sort of stuff. You can.
Doug.
Yes.
The new gems and jewels, is that under member funding or is that under AdSense?
It gets paid out through AdSense.
But like can you get access to it with fan funding level, or do you have to wait till you get to the full level?
I think so. I think you do.
It would make sense, but I haven't looked into it.
It's in the section, even though it has a separate module that you have to agree to. It's in the settings. It's in the same area as the super chats. So if you go into your Earn tab and go to supers, if you're in the US right now, you should be able to see it there. I don't know if Cherry's got it yet. He was still, last I heard, he was still waiting for it to show up.
Still waiting.
Because I know he's been wanting to dabble in some vertical live streams because he does a lot of shorts and a lot of live streams. So, you know, perfect intersection for him. So, basically go into the Earn tab and you can see where you're at, like at that status. Like, you know, if you need the 500 subscribers, it tells you how many you already got. If you need that watch time, it tells you how much you've already got, so you know how much more you need to get. And then it also has, if you go further down, it'll also tell you for the ads, for the full monetization, for the 1,000 hours of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Also shows you the shorts alternative, which is how many views you need instead of watch time. So if you're doing primarily shorts, it's all based on shorts views. So there's that as well. So that's the place to, when it comes to on-platform monetization. If you want to start doing affiliate stuff, like get an affiliate link and put it in your chat, maybe promote a product or something like that on your stream, you can do that straight away. You're allowed to do that. So you can sign up for affiliate programs and do different things. Or if you can very early on get some sort of brand deal. Not a lot of people do that early on. But if you do, then you're free to do that independent of any monetization on platform. And then, of course, if you're selling something, if you already have a merch store, but it's not connected through YouTube, you can still share that link in your description and already have a merch store running before you get to that fan funding level on YouTube itself. It's just so you won't be able to link it with YouTube. You just have to keep it separate. And just send people over with a link.
In your end cards and things like that until you hit AdSense levels. So
all that fun stuff.
I think keeping in mind that you don't need to wait until your channel is monetized before you can monetize your YouTube business. I think understanding that those two things are separate. You can, like, my second channel, my live streaming channel, which is my second channel, is not monetized from YouTube, but I have Buy Me a Coffee. I've had sponsored videos. I've had, various different other options for bringing income in because of that channel. And I think having a look at, like, I've got Amazon affiliates, like having a look at all those, like, that's a small channel. There's just over 500 subscribers on that channel. It's not ticking all the boxes for YouTube just yet, but it's still bringing in income. So just, you don't have to wait until YouTube says is the very short way of what I just prattled on.
Absolutely. Jerry still doesn't have that thing to accept and get started with the whole Jules thing. And especially,
Gosh.
I don't know what happened to fully rolled out to the US. I really don't know.
And wasn't Jerry in like their special training?
He was in with the shorts creator program. Whatever, I'm not sure what is exactly called, but yes,
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
He was, or he still is. Here's a question: have you ever started a second channel? If so, is there much crossover from your first channel subscribers? Basically, will they follow you to a new channel? For me, I do have multiple channels, and they are not similar content, so very little crossover, except for, of course, my mobile channel, but I don't do a lot of content over there. But, the crossover, it's basically, editing on your phone and YouTube, doing YouTube on your phone exclusively. So I do some of the YouTube features on the phone over on that channel rather than on this channel. So there is some crossover for me on that. But I got some other channels, totally no crossover at all. Don't do a lot of content on that. My review channel is just straight product reviews. I don't do product reviews on this channel. So, but it is for creators. So there's a small sort of intersection of creators for both channels. But as you say, let me put the question up again, just so we know what we're talking about. Come on, come back. There it is. And what about your channels?
So I've got two channels, totally different. My first channel is Yarncraft. It is knitting, crochet, spinning, weaving, all that sort of stuff. And then my, which I have predominantly live streamed on, where then I decided to start a second channel to help people with live streaming. And I was actually surprised at the number of people that came from one that came to the other. Even people who aren't interested in live streaming, they did just want to come to support what I was working on. So personality does play a part, but I think if the content is meant for a different audience, you need to attract that other audience. Having people follow you over is only going to do so much, especially if they're not really, like, they're not going to click the links, they're not going to buy the gear, they're not going to look at the software, they're just there to support you, which is fantastic and it feels good, but you do still really need to build the desired audience for that new content.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Let's see, where are we up to? Oh, Creator Classroom's here. Welcome. Oh,
she got the Christmas surprise of her life this morning. Interesting.
Was it
She's
the
saying
stream?
she's not seeing any chat. Everybody else is seeing the chat, right? I'm seeing the chat.
I'm seeing chat.
I've got YouTube open on another
Relog.
screen. I'm seeing the
Relog.
chat. Yeah.
Refresh. Relog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a YouTube run vertical live boot camp. Oh, that's right. You did the boot camp and you also did in the shorts program. That's right.
Yeah, so I'm
coming
like,
back to me now.
shouldn't he have a priority? Like,
You'd think he'd get it
like
early
a
or something.
backdoor entry.
Come
like,
on.
woohoo! He's there when everybody else comes in, and he's like, "Hi, I've done all this before."
Hey Renee, if you're out there, let the team know. Let the vertical team know they've missed somebody.
You got people who did the vertical camp who don't have access to some of the vertical tools.
Cha-Ching King also
goodness.
says, it makes more from affiliate marketing than from AdSense. Yeah, that could be very possible. Very
That's
possible.
actually really quite common as channels grow. as some of the people that create businesses around their YouTube channels, that their YouTube AdSense is, while they're not going to sniff at it, their other income, either from memberships or products or other areas that they draw income from, far outstrips what AdSense is bringing in for them.
Yes. Larry has it. Just to rub salt
job.
into
Go, Larry.
Jerry's wound.
Just rub that in.
Rub that in. I have it.
Oh, that's so fun.
Okay, I think there's a question
lots of
down
other
here.
people are seeing, like, lots of other people have got the chat, so I think it might be a Creator Classroom issue.
Yeah, Larry has a question. When a video is released first to members only, there are no stats on it. Does this only start when made public? I think it does. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff doesn't start kicking in until it is a public video. So watch hours, things like that, none of that kicks in until a video is public.
Yeah. So it's still recording that the members have watched it, you know, how many views. It's still going to record that watch time and stuff. It's just not going to make the information available statistically until it's public. Because that's the way that YouTube's designed to start showing stats on videos as they go live, and then it'll show up on your dashboard as the latest video and all that once it's public. It's not going to do it while it's still in members only mode.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get back to the news, but there's stuff going on in the chat, which is always good. David Matney says, what's the biggest mistake you see creators make when they first start live streaming? This is a Chantel question, 100%.
Oh, the first mistake creators make when they first start, the biggest mistake, is they expect too much. They're expecting YouTube to share that live stream out. They're expecting a massive audience. They're expecting tons of people to come, and therefore they don't prepare in case nobody shows up. So a lot of people, like, you know, they'll run a Q&A, like we're running a Q&A now. We get you to drop your questions in, and they expect people to come in to ask questions, except they don't have the audience behind them to have the community to come in for the full experience of an active chat. So being prepared for a nothing burger is basically what it's got to come down to. You need to have that video, like have that live stream set up and prepared like you're just going to record live, just in case no one shows up. You don't want to be sitting there going, well, I was waiting for somebody to come and ask a question, but nobody has. So I suppose I'll go. So yeah, not being prepared for nobody showing up. So that would be what I would say is the biggest mistake I've seen. What about you, Doug? Because
I have to give a different answer because that's really good. I would say some people are waiting on all the bells and whistles before they go live. It's like, oh, I need to I need to get StreamYard, or I need to figure out how to use OBS or something like that. Yeah. When you can like literally pick up your phone and go live to YouTube from your phone directly. You don't need anything except for the phone. You just need to go live, press a few buttons, and you're basically live. And the comments are going to pop up in front of you if there are any. Hopefully there are. If you want to maybe get some people in early, maybe you want to do a vertical stream so that you get in that vertical
live
feed.
gets a lot more traction.
You'll get a few more eyeballs on it early. They may be people who are not suited for your content at all. In that case, but you are still going live to your own channel as well. So you get a bit of both there. Just go. Just start. Even start basic. The first live streams that people like Nimmin did were just like live streaming on their phone, because live streaming on the phone just became available, and it's like, oh, let's check this out. That's how Nick got into live streaming. He didn't really do any live streaming on his channel before that. He started on his phone and then grew from there, and then he's addicted now.
And I think starting your live, like if your plan is to live stream on your channel, you don't need to wait until you've got a certain number of subscribers because you want this audience. Start now so that you can be comfortable and you're, relaxed and chill, and you've made it your own home. You know how whatever it is that you want to do, you know how it works. If you're using your phone, you know how to lock it in horizontal or vertical or whatever it is. Get comfortable with it, and then the audience that you have that will grow in with it will grow with you, and they'll become your stalwart community. So don't wait. until you've got like the big audience. But just, just see how it goes. Just see how it goes. And enjoy it. It's supposed to be fun. Live streaming is supposed to be fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I got another question here.
She stomps her foot.
Awesome Alvin has another question. How do I start a second channel? I can do you a quick demo right now. So let's jump on over to my screen share. Yeah. All right. So I got my desktop here. So you can see I got over on the more, in this main part over here, you can see my cursor. This is just my screen. So you want to go, if you're on desktop, you want to go up to your profile picture up here. If you have a switch account option where you this is where other channels will appear. That will appear in here. And you can see I've got a few channels here. Right down the bottom though, there's a section called Add Account. You just got to go in there. If you don't have to switch, it probably just shows Add Account. If you don't have any accounts already, I need to click off that. But it's basically, go into these switch accounts, or if there's nothing in there, it will go straight and show you the add account. It'll give the option to add an account. So that's how you do it and you just step through the process. So it'll just add like a second channel to the same login. The alternative is to go and set up a whole new Gmail account like you made your first one with a different email address, and then also create a new YouTube channel along with that new Google account. So you can have like two different, because you can have multiple Google accounts. So you can separate them that way. So there's two ways to do that. You can do it similarly on your phone if you're in the YouTube app and you click on your profile picture, and a similar thing when you can switch channels. If there's no switch channels, there should be an option also again to add a new channel or create a new channel. So there's a couple of options there to do that as well. So let me jump back to the main screen. So yeah, it's very doable. There's people like we've both got multiple channels as we discussed before. I've got like a preview screen that's like dropping right in front of me.
Nimmin's in the house, Doug, just to let you know.
No, he's too busy doing other things.
He's too busy doing other things, but he has slid in.
Okay. Let me see. Gee, how far away am I from the bottom of the chat?
I don't know. I would guess quite far, if history is any indicator of the future.
Just shared this in my feed. So if anyone wants to hang.
Nick is officially married now.
He's officially Mr. Nimmin.
Is officially Mr. Nimmin. He's made an honest puppy. Popcorn is Popcorn Nimmin now. There's no hyphens. It's just Popcorn Nimmin. And there's a lovely Mrs. Nimmin. So congratulations, Nick. That is so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah, Jerry's not complaining about not having the Jules feature because he's got a few gifts. I like the beanie they sent you. That was good. I think it was a beanie. Oh, it's winter over there. They need beanies. Oh,
you really are far back, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to try and skip through, see if there's anybody
I'm in mod
with
mode.
a question.
I'm watching every comment as it comes through to make sure that there's no evildoers in there, and I can still smack them with a hammer. So I can be live streaming and still smack with a hammer. I can do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christmas surprise was not our stream. Apparently, it was the Descus frame. It had 20 days of lead time, and it wasn't supposed to come until January, and it came today. Oh, it's coming today. It's coming today. Wow. They're even delivering it on a Saturday.
Have you got the space for it? Have you made it? Like, have you set up the
area
to bring
scrambling.
It in?
Congratulate. That's pretty good. Hey, that's good service from them. That's a win.
It is. It is. Nick, have an awesome weekend. Also, check your DMs. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I know
dear.
you got other stuff on. I really do. I understand. But please check your DMs.
Okay. I'm slowly catching up. We're going to get back to the news and announcements for the week.
We've hit one news item so far. Just the one.
We've hit one. Yeah.
Gosh. And Nick has shared the stream, just so you know, Doug.
That's it. But that's good. That's good. I'm not sure why that comment's still up. Anyway.
can
it's
can
like
click it
way
away?
up the list, and I can't turn it off unless I scroll back up.
Can you
So
just
it
add
should-
the next comment and that would just kick
I-
it out?
Yeah. Of course it
Ah,
will. It
cool.
disappeared right before I did it. Karen, legal-minded friends, Karen Cole, Merry Christmas from England. Welcome to the stream.
Merry Christmas, Karen.
We'll catch you later, Nick. All right, let's get to the next one.
All right.
We just did
next
AI. We talked about the
article.
AI thing.
We did,
The-
yeah.
The next new feature that there's actually rolling out is Super Chat goals. I know you had this a little while ago when they were testing it.
I did. Yeah. I was really lucky and got to be part of the beta for it, and that's how, like, if you look on my channel, you're like, why is there a live stream building a chair? And it was because I thought, look, I've got this new thing. Let's test it out. Let's try it out. And I just went through the motions of adding in, like, how many super chats of which color kind of super chats. So you don't specify a dollar amount, you specify a color. So we know that, like, you've got your greens and your blues and your orange, your yellows and your reds. So you specify the number of those super chats and then what the goal will be. And then if people click there's a little bullseye at the top of the chat, if they click that to super chat and then super chat the correct color, that the total ticks over and you can see it, and the chat can see like a 1 of 10, 2 of 10, 3 of 10 have been done, and then you have to deliver what it is you promised.
Shall we do it? Shall we do a demo? I have it.
Do you have it?
I have it. I can show you what it looks like to set it up. I can screen share it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether
Do
or not we
that.
actually activate it, that's a different story. But
That's
we can
another
turn it on because I know
question.
because there is a whole question about whether it is like a gamification of sorts, gamifying like super chats.
It very much is. Yeah.
So there's pros and cons for whether you want to do that or whether your audience is amenable to that sort of thing.
Yeah. And you really have to read the room. Like, you have to know your audience well enough to know if it's going to work for your audience. And it may actually put some people off. So you have to understand your audience.
That's right.
I honestly didn't think that we would hit it. I was just like, I was even joking about it in the chat. Like, hey, look, I've just set this up, but if we get 10, I'll live stream building the chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've done this. I've got the screen share up again. So this is just the back
Alrighty.
end of the live stream. You can see in the top of the chat here, there's this little white button that says goal. I'm going to click this and it's going to replace the chat with my where I can set up a goal. So I click on make super chat more fun with a goal. Set a goal to engage your audience in a new way. Once you reach a goal, celebrate with your community. So I can pick a goal. There's a pull down list. How many super chats? 1, 5, 10, all the way up to 50 is the current options. 10, 15, 20, 30, 50.
Yeah.
So
I just chose 10 because it seemed like a fine number.
And that's the one that's the one they default to. So that they must have done some testing that's like a good number.
Yeah. Because while you want it to be kind of a stretch, you want it to be a goal people to strive for, not something that you can just knock over in 3 minutes and then you've got to deliver. So because you have to think of something to deliver. You can't click start it until you've put in your promise.
That's right. What is the goal?
Yeah.
So then the next pull down is to choose what level of super chats we will accept into this fun challenge, you could say. So you could set it really low for light blue and higher. So it's anything,
so for like $1 super chats. Yeah.
Yeah, and above. Or I could, we could stretch it to like, well, if I get, so in this example, I've got 5 set here. So maybe I want to get 5 yellow or higher or something like that. Or 5 orange and higher. Or I could be really, looking for the ballers and go, I want 5 red or higher. Red,
And your
red's
audience
$100
may be
a
all
month.
right with that. Like, red's very Christmassy, Doug. I'm just going to say, red is very Christmassy.
I'm not seeing any green. Like, teal is more of a blue. And magenta is purple, orange, yellow. Where's the green for Christmas? So maybe we do have to set it for red.
Maybe we have to set the red. Like,
Or we could just say, I don't care.
Gosh.
We'll accept any super chat. So if you don't want to like make it like a monetary level, you could just set it low. So any super chat at all, it can be, get 5 $1 super chats straight away, and then it's done, whatever.
yeah.
So, we want all the colors. It's like it's the rainbow option.
So like you could set 5, you could set say 10 any super chat level. So you might end up with $10 out of it. And the goal could be that if you reach that before a specific time, because you choose your time, Doug will stand up and dance around in his Value First shirt and do like a Christmas dance.
That reminds me of.
And I'm specifying Doug will do the dance.
That reminds me of a streamer on a lot of the creators. Nick Nimmin was on there, and he had popcorn with him. And it might have been the fundraiser for Owen when he had cancer. I think it might have been that one because I know Daryl was on it and Roberto and different things. But somebody was super chatting to get Nick Nimmin to dance, and he got up and he did a dance with popcorn. Do you remember that?
Popcorn.
He did a dance with popcorn.
Was awesome.
And he was just sort of, jiggling it around. I believe a super chat just got dropped.
A super chat did just get dropped.
Let me just jump over to my chat for a second because I got that window that keeps popping up in front of me. It won't disappear. Go away. Let me just highlight that now. Larry dropped on set, so it's probably a super sticker then. $1.99 super sticker from Larry. That's super sticker.
Super sticker.
It's like, which button's the super sticker on?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
So thank you, Larry. So you can set the timer from anywhere from 15 minutes up to 3 hours. So you can go 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So if you're having a long stream, you could set it to give them till the end of the stream. We're going to be streaming for 3 hours, so we'll give you till the end of the stream to reach the goal. Something like that. So you can.
It's a good idea to set this at the start of your stream.
Yes.
So yeah, I would definitely suggest that.
And then this is the part that Chantel mentioned. It's foreshadowing. What are you going to do if we reach the goal? And so you can make up anything you want, but they do give you a little button here that says get inspired with examples. So you could make it that you're going to do a future stream at a certain time. You can say like I'm going to stream on Monday at the exact same time as Chantel streams, something like that. Or I could say,
"My friend does that."
Yeah,
just
saying.
Yeah,
I'll play some sort of game on stream, or I'll host a community gaming night. This would be very popular in the gaming niche, as you can tell. If we reach a goal, I'll stream for another extra hour. That's very popular. See that on Twitch a lot as well. Saying if we reach our because they do subathons over there, and so that's like getting subscribers which are paid. It's like a channel member.
Yeah,
they'll do that.
I used to
and
have
if
a
you
thing
reach a
where
goal there,
I wouldn't end the stream until the super chat bubbles disappeared, and then I learnt that my audience are masochists.
And so they're dropping like the reds.
Would put yeah. And so like my 2 hour streams were going for like 3, 4, 5 hours because I'd wait till it was just because you can see it ticking away.
And just drop another one.
Before it was, and then they'd drop another one, and you just feel like, let's never do that again.
Yeah. So you can come up with any idea that makes sense to your community. I got one here. I'll do a stream where I explore more indie games. So it could be like a specific stream about a specific subject. Well, if you want me to do a stream, that'd be something like, because I know Roberto asked those questions. He says, hey, let me know if you want me to do a stream on like the YouTube terms of service, which is pretty dry, but is there enough people out there to warrant it? So let me know. This would be
a great way to see if it was worth doing, because people would put their time and money where their mouth is. So great way to find out if there's interest.
So your imagination is limitless on how you do that. Now, I don't know if I'm particularly going to set something up here right now, but this is sort of how you set it up, and this is what you would do to set it up. Because we're already, where are we? We're an hour in already, so I'm not going to maybe set that up for this particular stream. I'll take that cue as we go back to the other screen. All right. I better jump into the chat and see if we've missed anything, because it's just kept scrolling.
The chat's powering along today.
Let me welcome Dr. Demilier. Sorry if I pronounced it incorrectly. I like to, doctor and then last name. I'm very, very formal with
Very
that.
formal. Very formal.
So welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. I'm just thinking if there's questions. Let's see.
Creative Classroom's asking how my watch hours are going.
Yeah, that's a question. So
That is, I had a quick look, about 1,800 hours. So we're over that halfway mark now.
you're over halfway. You're aiming for 3,000, aren't you? Yeah.
I am aiming for 3,000 so far. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
We can work on that. We can work on that.
Not when we have to stream with Ecamm. We can't multi-stream.
We're going to eventually get
Goodness.
back to with the next thing we're going to talk about. I think we're at the bottom.
Never
There's some-
streamers. Chantel is streaming. The band hammer is a real thing. Yeah. Live stream
goal-
consultants. He knows.
The goal should be final 5 minutes of the stream will have R-rated language. Oh my goodness.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
So you want to set that for like the red ones to compensate you for getting demonetized
yeah, that's
afterwards?
right. That's for getting your whole stream demonetized. It'd be like sailor chat time. Gosh.
It is heavy. I just noticed that both of you have the on-air sign.
We do.
Mm.
And our on-air signs are actually from the same place, and Doug helped me find mine.
Yeah. I think I
was
got
like,
mine,
I
and
like
you
your
were like,
sign.
"Where'd you get it?" Like, I got it from Kmart. Go down the road and pick one up.
And then we were out shopping, and you found it. And I bought it, like, while I was actually shopping with you that day.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It would have been at Carindale. Yeah.
It was at Canada, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been. That's like a year ago.
It's a
was
year
it
ago.
last? It was like
'Cause we get together with-
It was like
we get
January.
together like once a year.
There we go. Yeah,
Goodness me.
we're getting all the gifs are playing now.
They
All right.
are. They are. I find Chris is having a good time. Goodness
I dig
me.
it. I dig it. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about is Q&A stickers. This is for the people like Jerry who do vertical live streams. This is a variation on the Q&A sticker that you get on Shorts. It looks exactly the same when you set it up. I did a test stream about 2 hours before this stream started. So it's on my channel. It's still live. And I actually demoed it in that. So you see what it looks like from the viewer's side. I don't know if it shows up on the replay though. I think it's only when it's live.
I'll just check that for you.
Because I know that Doc Rock did that and I couldn't see it in the replay. So it's for vertical live streams so that people can drop. And what it does is it just drops a question into the comments anyway. So it's just basically like a prompt to get people to comment by dropping like a Q&A saying you're specifically looking for questions that you're going to answer on stream. And so it's just something that you can put on the screen for them to tap on, and it's just going to appear in the general comments. So it's nothing like out there and the spectacular, but it does look like the Q&A that you do get on like a short that you can apply if you're creating a short in the Shorts tools on the YouTube app. So that's good to go.
It does not appear to be there in the replay.
Yeah, I don't think it was. So looking at my replay to see what it looks like, it would have only had to been there live to see that. So yeah, there's another tool for vertical live streamers to use now that we've got the jewels and stuff rolled out in the US. But this Q&A is like I think worldwide already because when I tested it, I had it. Yeah, so that's going on. When it's the louder one, I know that somebody's dropped the super chat.
They have dropped some super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Larry has dropped a $50 super chat with a Merry Christmas as the message.
Yeah. Thank you,
Larry,
Larry.
I just want to appreciate you. Thank you so much. That's a very kind Christmas gift advice super chat today. On top of the coffee that you've already bought me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're caffeinated,
Awesome. Appreciate it,
and
Jerry.
now you've got
Larry?
some trees.
I was going to
That
say,
is
he's
awesome.
nearly called Larry Jerry. And I said, thanks, Jerry.
Jerry's
Oh,
like, yeah,
dear.
sweet.
Jerry will take the credit.
Oh, dear.
That's crazy. So appreciate that. Is there anything else in the chat that I've missed before that?
Just to clarify, in Australia we have both Target and Kmart. They are now technically owned by the same company.
Yes.
But they are still slightly different.
And
but
I
yeah,
prefer
we actually do have
Kmart over
both.
Target.
Yes, me too. Me too.
Target used to be real good back in the day. Back in the day, they used to sell like video games and stuff, and you know, it was more. Yeah, I never walk into Target anymore.
Yeah,
But
so
Kmart,
Target,
any day of the week.
Kmart and Big W are all like discount department stores.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kmart is now a jungle shopping network.
Gosh.
We have a Kmart Target, but they are different to your Kmart Target. They used to sell different things, but now they're very across the board, sort of, because they're aimed by the same people. I think doesn't Target now sell Anko brand stuff as well? I think they might. I think I heard something about that. I don't know. I don't go into Target, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think they do.
Yeah, I did go. Last time I did go into Target was before I went to Vid Summit last year. I had to get some like a jacket and stuff because I was doing some work stuff, and so I didn't have one that fitted anymore because I had have some that are old. It didn't fit me anymore for when I was in my 20s. I'm like, no, I need to get a new jacket. And so I went Target. I got one from Target. So that's the last time I was in Target. Was
the
year and a
last
half
time
ago.
I was in Target was probably about 6 or 7 years ago, and it was to buy work clothes.
Work clothes for the win. Thanks,
Work
Target.
clothes from Target. Yep.
Last stream consultant says I have not looked yet, but does BMAC allow you to make super chat style purchase?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do.
Yep.
Yeah, because basically, like they call it buying a coffee, but you can say, you know, buy me a tea, or buy me a bourbon, or buy me, you know, but whatever. Yeah, buy me a water.
Buy me a book.
Yeah.
You can really set that up individually, like however you want to have it.
They also have memberships.
They do. You can choose to have membership set up. So on my Buy Me a Coffee, I do have membership set up. But you can also just buy the individual coffee as well. You don't have to do it. And if you could actually do both if you want as well. So you've got all the options.
Yeah. And the other thing with Buy Me a Coffee is you can sell digital products on there as well. So you could, if you have like a PDF guide or something you want to sell for like $5 or $10, you can have that there, and they can pay for it, and they get to download it from there. They host a PDF or whatever it is, and so you can do that. They have a few other things as well, so you can run like you could like set up
constantly adding to it now.
Yeah,
it's a whole new thing.
You can do posts in there, so you can use it as like a bit of a medium or a community post sort of place, a bit like a Patreon. People who are following you, people can follow you for free and read your posts and stuff. But then obviously there's the membership level stuff where they can support you for certain other things. So there's a lot of flexibility there. So it's like a bit of a Patreon for this. It's like a bit like Patreon. It's a bit like a tipping jar. It's a bit like a super chat. It's a bit like everything. It has a lot of flexible options.
There's a lot of flexibility to it. There's a lot, and you can really make it your own as well. So when you go in, you can add your own banners. You can add all your own imagery, and you really can make it your own.
Creative Classroom's popping out for a bit. We'll be back. Kelly Plains, Sal is in the house. It's usually me jumping in on Sal's streams, but today Sal's jumping in here. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I'm usually lurking. Sometimes I'm lurking a little bit on the streams, and then but usually when I first come in, I'll drop a hey friend emoji or something.
Yeah.
Just to say hi. So yeah, always enjoy watching Cali Plains every week. I think I usually catch the Sunday show from San Francisco pretty regularly, at least, part of it. So always enjoy that. Eric Waite, Whiskey Studies is here as well. Christmas is in 4 days. Quick, let's go to the liquor store. Whatever you got to stock up on, you got 4 days left.
Yep. Got 4 days. Get that shopping in.
Whatever it is. That's it. So I woke up early, because you're on the West Coast. So, yeah, nice and early. Monique's here. Rebuilding a PC. Yeah, that's always fun, isn't it?
I haven't done that for a while.
No, I don't. You tend not to rebuild Macs.
No.
You just buy a new one.
And my last PC before it was a laptop, so
yeah.
I didn't rebuild that either.
Yeah. Laptops. You got to be really dedicated.
Between you and me in the chat, my old desktop that I used to edit with, I'm seriously contemplating turning it into a Plex server. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, it's good use for it. Good use for it.
But I need a new power supply, so I'll have to have some fun there.
All right, let's jump back in.
Everyone's jumping in. Shark Scrappers just jumping in as well now.
Oh.
So.
Jumping on the phone.
All the Nimminati are getting in as they would normally jump onto a Nick Nimmin stream.
That's right.
It's that time. Yeah.
We're live.
We are live. All right, back to the news, because we digress very easily. It's like, shiny things.
Shiny things. That's all right. We can have the discussion about each one as we go. We don't have to rush through them. There's no time constraints on this. YouTube is testing a new search bar within Shorts that links to related long-form content. This feature is currently available on Android, iOS, and web, but only shows up on a limited number of Shorts. So what I did is, because there's some pictures at the bottom, I tried to blow them up a little bit bigger on the right-hand side there. You can see there's like a search bubble with a magnifying glass in it on the left-hand side there. So that is showing up on some Shorts. Some people are complaining because that's just one other thing that's covering the Short with all the other stuff they have on the Short when you're watching it on your phone that you can click on and do things with, and information and these Shorts are like TikToks. They got stuff everywhere. So there's something that they're so we're going to call that an experiment. So if you see that, then you know what that is about. I don't have any more information other than that, and that some people saying that it's just a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much. So now the next one might be relevant to a lot of people. YouTube says it's cracking down on videos with clickbait titles in India. The company noted that it will also start enforcing stricter rules against clickbait titles and thumbnails in the coming months. So they're starting in India and working their way out. So they're going to try and tidy up some Indian issues with clickbait. The enforcement will include YouTube removing such videos without issuing a strike against the creator of the channel at the beginning of this program. And so from vidIQ, they've broken it down and they're saying that YouTube launches a massive clickbait crackdown. Enforcement targets misleading thumbnails, false promises in titles, and the main focus primarily is news and media, and news and current events, I should say. But obviously, that could expand to other topical areas.
I think this is great. Because we all see it. We all know it happens. Is someone will put something really clickbaity and not legit bait, but like actual clickbait, where their title and their thumbnail is absolutely nothing to do with the video. And it's frustrating because you clicked it because you wanted what was the packaging promise. And then you go and watch the video and it's like absolutely nothing to do with it. So I'm really happy to see that they're starting that. I'll be very curious to see how many people get their nose out of joint because of it. Because, they work hard on these titles and thumbnails that don't match their content.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we're always saying, in this community at least, and the guys we subscribe with and talk about YouTube with, we're always saying, you want to get attention, but you don't want to, be clickbaity in the sense of not delivering on the promise. Yeah. Because sometimes what we do is we make a content and then we try and shoehorn a title to grab attention. And so if you go too far in that direction, you can become clickbaity. And this is one of the reasons why with the thumbnail A/B testing, they don't use CTR, because then that encourages more creators to be clickbaity, because if they can get a higher CTR through the thumbnail or even the title, then they think that that's going to be improvement. But they're basing it on watch time, because watch time gives a better indication of how the videos performs compared to what the title and the thumbnail say. So I think this is a good thing, because I think, and so the videos will be removed for being blatantly clickbaity. So if they don't deliver on what's promised, then they're going to be removed. And they're focusing initially in India, and yes, exactly, focusing on India and particularly news outlets or people who are just trying to make a name for themselves by talking about something that may not have happened, and they're making stuff up. I came across this recently, but in a different form. It wasn't India, and it wasn't news, but it was news in a sense. It was like a person who was well noted. They claimed that person had passed away and gave very specific information of how it happened and where it happened and when it happened. But it turns out this person didn't pass away at all. And we've seen that with like movie stars and famous people.
Right?
Yeah, usually celebrities, but it happens with different. If anybody has some sort of notability or are known in different parts of the world or whatever, they make this outright clickbait. But the funny thing is, it's not clickbait from the title to the content. The content is in error as well. So that's like extreme
it's just
of this type of thing. Misinformation, exactly, which is another level. But the thumbnail title should give you some indication that something might be clickbaity, but you really don't know 100% until you get into the content and see that the content is actually, hey, they said this in the title or on the thumbnail, but this I'm waiting, and by the time you figure it out, you might be through the video because you're looking for that. Because that's why you click.
You may have waited and waited and waited and waited for that just given them some story, and then it just never happened.
Yeah, you've just given them some great watch time. So it's a hack that people are using, and it's actually to the detriment of YouTube and the viewers of YouTube, and it could deter people from. Because you always see on Reddit, particularly, people complaining about this type of content. Why does YouTube allow this type of content or that type of content? How this is against terms of service. Why is it up here? So they're taking some action now, at least from a clickbait point of view. So this is, I think, this is a really good thing, and hopefully,
I think one of the things that we have to keep an eye on with it, like anything, when YouTube rolls out something like this, they tend to end up going a little bit hard and then pulling back. So we just need to sort of, make allowances as such. Like that, they will balance it out, but they may have to work out what exactly. You may think I wasn't clickbaiting, but were you? Like what made YouTube flag it as that? And so really look into what it is that you're doing and how you're packaging it, so you don't risk being flagged, even in their testing sort of phases.
Thank you for gifting the memberships.
iPhone Chris.
Bring it on, iPhone Chris.
Just dropped another gifted membership. So now I'm still in the super chat goal thing. I have to go back and see.
The Driven Dad.
The Driven Dad got that. Well, congratulations to the Driven Dad. Awesome. And thank you, Chris, for gifting that out.
Dropped.
Yeah.
Lots of discussion in the chat here about people's opinions of clickbait.
Yeah, definitely. Kelly Play says YouTube needs to bring back the dislike button, but even though it might hurt my feelings.
Gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of debate about that. Obviously, creators can still see those counts in their back end. It's just that they're not public anymore. So it's one of those funny things. Some people use the dislike count to determine the value of the video sometimes. But do you want the value of the video to be judged by the possibility that some group of people have brigaded that video and given it a bunch of dislikes when it's not that bad? But but at the same time, sometimes it is a sort of indication that that a lot of people just didn't like that video, and that might be a decision maker for some people to not watch that video because they're like, okay, this is a bit iffy. It's got a lot of dislikes. I understand why people would use it that way.
Yeah, it's one of these things. Like, you can see what the advantages to something, but how will it be weaponized? Because invariably somebody will weaponize it. And it's awful, but they just do it. And it's frustrating because we lose access to some things sometimes because somebody weaponized it. And, like this is one of the reasons why YouTube doesn't share their list of blocked words, because the evildoers out there will find workarounds because they've got the exact list that they need to work around. So, it's weaponizing our tools and features and stuff frustrates me. Probably can tell.
American English with Brent is in the house. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Brent.
I'll get the algorithm to take care of the people dropping out of the video soon. Will hurt visibility. Okay, I'm not sure. That's probably in response to something like in the chat.
By that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure the reference, but it could have been something.
Yeah, it's
either. Yeah, it could be to do with the dislikes. I'm not sure. Let's see if they're in here. Here it is. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm scrolling. Oh, the Driven Dad is now here live. Welcome to the stream. Got gifted the membership, and now he's here.
Fantastic! And now he appears. It's nearly.
Now he appears.
Yeah, it's nearly a little bit.
Also, Ron's training things is here. Welcome. Good to see. It is a bit like a Beetlejuice thing. It's like give someone a membership and they shall appear.
Yeah.
We could try it on sometimes we mention certain creators and they miraculously show up in the stream.
Yeah, like the big one is Roberto Blake and Brian G. Johnson. Like you mentioned their names a few times, and they're like, "Hello."
Who was that again? Roberto Blake, Brian G. Johnson.
Roberto Blake and Brian G. Johnson. That's right.
Okay, I think we've said them both 3 times now.
We have now said them both 3 times.
Well, we already had Nick Nimmin here, so hey.
Oh my gosh, we did. Nick's already been in. Oh, check it out.
Thank you for gifting the memberships.
And another 5 gifted memberships. Larry from Home Rapid Repairs dropped those. They're going out to American English with Brett, who's here already in the chat. Freaking awesome. Karen and Nikas, Corvette Rudy, Nancy H. And that's the 5. Lovely.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations to those 5. Maybe we'll see one of them, well, another one aside from Brent, pop in and say hi.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. Yeah, Brian's probably already kicking around. He's an early riser. Absolutely. Okay, we still got more to talk about.
We do. There's more news. Bring it. Drop the next one.
Voice comments. Voice comments. Has anybody heard about this week? Voice comments. YouTube is testing out a feature that allows creators to reply to comments with a voice message, and just to be right on the top of this, because some people sort of heard the headlines and didn't sort of listen to some of the headlines.
Shocking.
Some people
Are you saying that people only listen to the headlines? Is that what you're saying there, Doug?
They do at times, yes. And so they go, "Oh my goodness, it's going to be a." It's going to be dumpster fire. That's the best word to use. Dumpster fire in the comments, because everybody's going to leave these voice messages with fart noises and whatever, and recordings
I hadn't thought of that. Now I want to do
weird stuff. But it's only the creator of the video who can respond. So somebody drops a comment, instead of them doing a text response or replying to a video of a short, which you could already do. They're actually they're actually allowing you just to do a voice note.
Oh.
And so this is out there being tested in experimental phase by a couple of different channels.
Okay.
Thank you for the super chat.
All right, we got a super chat. American English with Brent, thanks, guys. Appreciate your work and dedication. Well, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, we like to get in here and you know, provide some value. Provide some value. We're plugging the gap this weekend.
We are.
We're plugging the gap.
Face washer on the plug hole. That's what we are.
Oh dear.
We're not quite a plug, but we're doing the job.
Amazing Yacht Destinations remind us not to forget about the Rockstar. And we know the Rockstar shows up regularly.
He does, and he dropped a new track. Have you watched it? I've been sharing it with everybody I know.
Yeah. Have you got the link to it? We should drop it in the chat.
Oh, great.
If anybody hasn't seen the music video that Daniel Batal put out this week, a Christmas track, mind you.
It is gold.
It gave me a good chuckle. It's like it's right and it's wrong in so many ways, but then it's funny and then it's catchy. It's everything, and it's Christmassy and it's bar humbuggy at the same time.
It is. It's all of the above.
Yeah. So we're going to drop it in the chat for those
there you go,
who are here. I'm clicking on.
I'm good, iCast. I'm cracking along.
Oh, that's a save.
Oh, no. So lucky. Because dogs love squishmallows. Like, yeah. So lucky. Yeah,
that could be... Fart noise is like, that's the tame stuff, I think. If it was a free-for-all. But the good thing is it's... there's an example here over on the left side. A channel called Theo Joe, who's actually... watch some of his stuff.
Joe. He is old school YouTube entertainment.
That's right.
Education, sorry.
He used to do the parody stuff, but now he's doing legit tech help. He like helps people with security stuff and understanding the complexities of operating systems and computers and stuff. But yeah, he does some really good work in tech security as well, like securing your data and not getting ripped off. Or getting a malware and stuff like that. Whereas I remember years ago he was doing parody stuff where he was telling you how you could
parody stuff, like how to hack Wi-Fi with Alpha-Will and
it was like, and it was tongue in cheek. It was like done all in fun. But now he's doing like the legit stuff. But he's already had it and been testing it, and so they've screenshotted some of his things. Now I know that this is being tested in a small group. Of people who are on, I believe it's iOS at the moment only. So it's very limited. It's just a bit of a test.
I checked.
I checked too. I don't have it. It might be even limited to US, so I'm not sure. But don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that.
We don't know.
Did we end up?
We just know we don't have it.
Oh yeah, there it is.
That's all we can tell you. It's not quite rolled out to the world yet because we don't have it.
You'll see the clickable link for the Christmas song from Daniel Batal in the actual chat there, so you can click on it. It's obviously truncated and not clickable when it's on the screen.
Yeah. Good job, YouTube.
Scrolling.
Creator Classroom has a question about, or not so much, more of a statement about it. She says, I'd be curious if it has CC, so captions, that would be problematic for hearing impaired. There is a transcript, yeah.
So in this bigger, I did more of a close-up here on this second screen. So what it will do, it will actually take that audio and actually turn it into a transcript as well. So if you give a voice response, it will also create a text response as an alternative. So for things like that, like hearing impaired, maybe somebody has trouble with a thick accent or something. Hopefully, if they have a thick accent, it does accurately convert the transcript. But it should be like at the level of what YouTube would do for like closed captions. I would imagine.
And when you go and check in and watch, like go and click on a video transcript, it'd be the same level of ability.
Yeah. Okay.
So fun. I've shared that with so many people. I did have to explain some stuff to my husband when he watched it. Like, this dude is a serious YouTube educator.
Yeah. It was on the other screen. It was so small that you wouldn't be able to see that. But fortunately, I had this extra one and made it a close up so you guys could see what it looks like in on the app. Like, I believe
I'd love
if it's
to have
left,
a go with it.
yeah, I believe once you leave it, the people can pick it up on Android, iOS, on desktop. It'll show for the person who's being responded to.
Okay,
but
so
yeah,
only the iOS using creator can use it in this small beta, or testing group.
Yeah.
But anyone who can see the comments area can listen to it.
Which is the answer to this question. Live stream concerns, is the voice reply coming to everyone? So yeah, it's left in the public chat. So then anybody who reads that question says, "Oh yeah, I'd like to know the answer," they can also listen to the reply from the creator, because it not only helps the person who posted the question, it also helps everybody else who might be coming in with the same question.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Also, I don't know if it's going to roll out to everybody. I think it's in limited testing.
Yeah, the music is certainly loud. It's a rocker. It's a rocker.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
It's a rocker. That's not a rocker. That's more EDM or something.
Yeah, that's not rock.
I'm like, is that rock? Nah, don't have rock. There is some rock on Creator Mix, and I do quite like the rock on Creator Mix.
Great, like the Stomp album and Fury album, great rock.
Yeah. Hence the song that I like to use when I start the show. It's driving. I should have recorded myself trying to attend my first live stream on TikTok earlier. I was lost for sure. TikTok's another thing altogether, isn't it? Magic Flying Potatoes in the house. Welcome.
Hey, how you going? Sending the Christmas tree.
Yeah, I think voice replies might get more use than replying with a short video.
I think so. Yeah.
Because I haven't seen too many people doing that. Well, at least not the videos that I've been watching. I haven't seen anybody dropping shorts. I know I've tried it. I've done it a couple of times. I think I actually did a dedicated short one day and saying, "Hey, if I've got a question, drop it here and I'll reply with a short."
I've only
specifically
done it as a test. I don't think I've used it intentionally.
The thing is, I commonly answer comments on desktop, but I do some on the app as well. But you have to be in the YouTube app to do it right now, at least for this test. And obviously it's iOS. Yeah.
It's like the short reply. You have to be in the comments area of the viewing video, not in the creator app.
Yeah. We were looking at it before the stream earlier tonight, and I clicked on it, went in, and then basically went to hit reply, and it had the option to, where you can mark the timestamp if you want to, and then drop an emoji button. But then there was also the reply to a comment with a short little camera icon. This one, I believe, is it? Not sure. Let me go back to the other screen. Oh, that's too small. I actually do have it as a file somewhere. I haven't seen a version of it where they're actually showing you how to do the reply. It's just showing you that there is a reply that's already recorded, which is the case in this screenshot. So we've got more to look at. There's probably going to be more down the road when they test it, tweak it a bit, and then maybe decide to roll it out to everybody. So I think there's more to come on there. I think it might be more useful. I think at least than reply to a comment with a short. So I think that could be.
I know I would use it more.
A win.
I'm not always camera ready. So when I'm checking my messages, I might be slobbing on a couch, and my couch area is not somewhere I'm happy to have on camera. It is my personal space, and this is my camera room. But I quite often answer comments and do paperwork and stuff out in the living room. Being able to just do it as a voice thing, that would be so much better. And I use voice messaging a lot in like Facebook Messenger and things like that. So it's something I'm already a little bit comfortable with using. So I think it could be fun if they actually do roll it out to everybody.
Yeah.
I may have to buy an iPhone.
I agree. Wait, there is no Nimmin live today? Is everyone here? Yeah, everyone's here. We're doing the. Hey, Nick's off doing his whole wedding thing and nuptials and associated.
He did pop in earlier.
Family
and he is now
hanging
officially
out.
married. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did pop into the chat.
And as I said, he's now Mr. Nimmin.
He is now Mr. Niven. And there's Popcorn Nimmin
Officially.
and then Mrs. Nimmin. Yeah.
Officially, I think there were some things done out of order because I know the photos got done real early because we all saw those. He posted those.
I got so confused by that. I assumed that, like, because of how we do
There's a
stuff here in
sequence.
Australia, you put on the clothes, you have the ceremony, you take the photos, then you share the photos, right? Well, it seems like that their photos in their wedding getup happened a week before the wedding, so I was a little bit thrown. I was definitely a little bit thrown. Chantel slobbing on the couch every day.
You're being called out.
I have been called out.
Well, I have some good news.
What's your good news?
We've finished going through the news. We don't have any more.
Oh my goodness!
Any more things to talk about in regards to stuff that was announced this week or came out? Yeah, we were back and forth. We were jumping in the chat. We were talking. We've had people dropping gifted memberships and things. So we're attending to the things.
Out.
Oh,
I just got snapped out of YouTube.
It's happening again.
Coming back. It is.
It's been happening for a while. It's been months.
I'm getting stabby about it now. I'm getting every time I snap now, I'm like.
And we've both previously submitted that through the feedback form for YouTube. I don't know if it's a YouTube thing. I think because you're using something that's Chromium based. I'm using Chrome. So it could be a Chromium thing. Maybe I can't use for at least for Nick's stream. I can't use Firefox to mod because I need to.
You need Chrome based so that you can have Tube Spanner's tool.
I use Tube Spanner's tools to do the timestamping and different things that I do. So I got to be on Chrome to access those tools and have them working properly. So, I just got to put up with it and reload as quickly as I can.
Yep, just reload the screen. That's all I can do. Amazing Yacht Destination asks what happens. It's just you just get it. Things slow down for a second. And then you literally end up with a black screen that says, "Oh, snapped."
Yeah, which I thought was a Google thing, but I guess that's built in because of your particular browser is also Chromium based. So it must be using enough of the Google code to have that same thing pop up. I've heard other people who have been modding and in live streams who mentioned that they might mention back in the chat that they got or snapped or they got kicked out or so I've seen it being reported by other people as well. So it's one of those funny things.
I'm kind of glad it's not just us,
Yeah.
I would feel targeted.
Yeah, it seems to only happen in live streams too. It doesn't seem to happen watching regular YouTube videos.
Absolutely, that's right. So maybe there's something happening with the chat. I don't know.
Larry suggests that it could be trendy now, getting photos out early so you can enjoy your special day without stress. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the queue for a chat. So Doug can see the queues, and you can jump in and ask your questions.
Yeah, it's open for questions now for sure. It's been open for questions for the whole show, but we've been hitting those as we've come across them. If you've got anything you want to talk about, YouTube-wise question, comment, concern. If you've got an issue with YouTube, may not be able to necessarily help you, but we can at least sort of identify with that, or maybe have any suggestions as what direction to take that. Because some of the questions I get can be tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got one each because we both use Buy Me a Coffee, and because it's my stream, the only way you can support Chantel right now is to buy her a coffee. Because if you drop a super chat or gifted memberships, it's coming my way. Yep, that's the one. that way.
I was getting there.
Okay,
It's opposite. It's the opposite way.
that's right.
Yeah, definitely useful to have. Definitely useful to have.
Yeah, Sharks Rapper gets it randomly as well. Seen it happen more frequently when I'm watching lives on your side of the big pond. Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
really don't have a technical answer for it. And
I
yeah,
have
drop a
nothing.
Q in front of your question if you have one. That helps us identify the questions. Yeah, so it can be flexible. And if you're on a mobile device, that's not happening. It's just like a browser issue thing. So if you're watching on the YouTube app on an iPad or a phone or something, then you're good there. Yeah, you definitely QR codes are really good. I think they're going to be beneficial too if you're doing vertical live streams because
Yeah.
there's some limitations there. Whereas right now, I think you can, if you have super chats available, you can do those gifted memberships. And then they got if you're in the US, you can sign up for jewels, which are going to replace the super stickers, so you won't get super stickers.
Coffee time.
Oh,
And
my
that's an
goodness.
example of how it works.
Coffee. Cappuccino. Jamba. Yes!
Jerry Papandrea, thank you so much for that copy. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a question. I see larger channels share their invalid traffic warnings. Have you known any small channels to get that yet? I don't do anything weird, but I think it has revenue is growing now. Yeah, I've seen like channels in the I distinctly remember channels sort of in the like 70, 80,000 or above. I'm trying to remember the lowest one. I think it probably definitely down to probably 50,000. I haven't
seen any small channels be hit by it.
I think
But
if you get more traffic,
a few larger channels, with the larger traffic sources.
I think if you get more traffic generally, then you're more susceptible to it. We don't know the ins and outs because YouTube are very hush on what exactly invalid traffic is. I've made
For the
videos
same sort
on
of
it.
reason, they don't want people weaponizing it and working around it.
That's right, and I understand that. It's like
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's something you keep an eye on. But I do know that super small channels. I haven't seen a lot of them talk about it. I did for a period of time. I was watching people when they were talking about it and looking, and I was going to the next video about it, and there'll be suggested other videos from other content creators about it. I was sort of like trying to get a handle on what the commonalities were and what people were experiencing because I hadn't experienced it myself. I still haven't seen the dreaded sort of notification in the top of my
Don't jinx
dashboard.
it, Doug. Jinx
Yeah,
it, man.
I'm gonna not talk about it anymore. But yeah, larger channels definitely, smaller channels not so much. But it just depends if they've made a video about it, so I'm like aware of it. If it pops up in my recommended browse. This is an interesting one, right down your alley. I don't know what to do live because I have a large enough audience, and I don't get a lot of people to watch and interact.
Well,
yeah.
I think starting your live streams with a small audience is actually a good thing. I think so that you're comfortable with it, you can see how it works, and you don't feel like you've disappointed anybody if something crashed and burned when you're first getting started. So you can grow and you can build with it, and you can decide if it's something you enjoy. Like, there's no point in waiting till you've got like 10,000 subscribers, big hype for a series of live streams, only for you to realize you actually don't enjoy creating live streams. Because like anything, some people don't like making shorts, some people don't like doing verticals, some people don't like making VOD content. Everyone's got their little things that they prefer to make, and we don't have to make it all. But you're not going to know if you enjoy it or not if you haven't tried it. So I would totally have a look at what time your audience is watching and have a go with it. And, maybe put a poll out to your audience and ask them, what would you like in a live stream? And I did say that you're looking at some TV viewers because of the kind of content you make. I watch a lot of live streams on TV. I have my phone or my laptop handy, and then I go and I'll go and pop it on the TV, and if it's a live chat, I'll comment on my laptop. So yeah, just have some fun with it, have a try with it, and just see if you enjoy the process, because you may love the process, you may not love the process. So I don't know if that answered your question, but that's my answer.
Kelly Plains says about QR codes. It's good to post it in your video real quick so people can scan. He uses it, and it helps a lot. Yeah. It gives people sort of additional options, because some people may not have the ability to do a super chat or drop a gift, a membership or a gift of membership, because of maybe what part of the world they're in or different things.
All sorts of
this is
restrictions.
so this is another way. This is like the old school, like you see your gamers with your tipping jars through Streamlabs or Stream Elements or whatever. This is just another way you can do it. And so it's pretty nifty. QR codes, you can drop the link in the chat. You can do it any number of ways.
You can pin the link. You can all sorts of things. Doug's currently got his stream commands pinned, so if you want to throw up a GIF on the screen, you've got some choices there as well. Yeah.
K&J Lumber Products. Hey, Woodchucks here from Nick's community post. Welcome to the stream.
See you.
Earlier in the stream, we've sort of covered some YouTube news and announcements from the past week, and so we're just chilling and doing a bit of a Q&A. If anybody has a question, you can just drop it in the chat with a Q in front, and then we just going with the flow of the chat at this point. What we do.
That's
what we do.
I'm just trying to work out where you're up to in the chat, so I don't jump too far ahead.
Okay, I am scrolling down. Shark Tripper says, might help if YouTube told us when we lost subscribers, if it was YouTube determining they were not legit or sub, or if it was them. Yeah, I think.
Or if they themselves unsubbed. Yeah, that'd be an interesting statistic.
You can actually see that in the advanced features in the analytics.
Features. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. It'll actually break down under subscribers lost. It'll actually break down, whether they're just unsubscribed or whether the channel got terminated. I don't know if there's any other options, but they're probably the main two. Because terminated is very blanket. Does it also
show where they unsubscribed from, like whether they went to the homepage or if they unsubscribed from a video?
It might drill down for the ones who actual unsubscribed. Yeah, could do.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I
think you could be right.
That's jumped into my head.
Does sound familiar. Yeah, it's been a while since I've looked at that.
Yeah, me too. I haven't dug into that particular section for a bit.
Okay, Magic Flying Potato memberships question. Recently turned on memberships for YouTube. Yeah. I slept on it for a while myself. I'm not seeing membership gifting or memberships when clicking on the show support icon. Is it an additional option I missed turning on? What you want to do, let me have a look here and see if I can get something up before I go to screen share. I'm gonna have to go
don't give away those logins, Doug.
Don't give away all the security. I just got to go into YouTube Studio.
So,
because I'm not going to see this.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah, I'm not going to see exactly the same thing, because I'm already okay. If it's activated. Okay, I'm going to go into the membership thing. What we're going to do is screen share. That will help. So I've gone to you can see I've gone to the Earn tab, and I've clicked on membership. So if it's all activated and running, you should have like analytics and different things, activity, which we've had some activity on the stream, recent comments by members, different things like that. If there's still stuff to be set up or if it hasn't been turned on yet, you'll get some information over this side, I believe, from memory, where you may not have actually turned it on. Because once you turn it on here, it should be available to everybody who's watching, particularly for that. Now, if it's anything to do with supers, it's going to be under the supers tab, and they've got toggles here to turn them on and off. Super chat, super stickers, super thanks. And if you've opted into the new gifts using Jules or vertical live streaming, there'll be an additional toggle there if you've accepted the terms. If not, you'll have to go through a process to accept the terms, and it will get turned on. But for memberships, if they're not yet turned on, you'll still have to turn it on in here. If it's already turned on in here, then you should sort of see something like what I've got here now with some analytics and graphs and members activities and different things like that. So that's basically what you should see.
Now, if you're looking at gifting memberships, you still need to be checking to see if you are actually, if you have a branded channel. If you have a brand channel, you can't gift memberships. So it's an unfortunate thing at this stage that YouTube said that would change, but it hasn't yet. So I can't gift memberships off my Fiberific channel because I set that up with a brand account. So yeah, maybe you can't see it because you have a brand account.
Yeah, and the other thing is when it comes to membership and gifted memberships, whether or not you can join on certain devices, like if you're on an iPhone or an iPad, you may or may not be able to because they don't want to be sharing recurring revenue with Apple. Apple will take 30% or some crazy amount like that, and so that's less to split between you and YouTube. So on a lot of places, some of the bigger channels you can actually join on there. They'll actually allow the bigger channels. Like I think Linus Tech Tips.
I think you can.
Has a join button.
He does plug Floatplane. He does prefer Floatplane for his members.
Yeah, he tries to get people to do business directly with him. So so there's that as well. And so and when it comes to gifting, I've never seen a creator who it's been out for a year now since last Christmas.
I've never seen anyone gift.
I've never seen anybody be able to who's got a channel actually use I think there's 10 a month, isn't it? You can give them 2 lots of 5.
2 lots of 5. Yeah.
Where you can actually gift them to people in the chat. So they're like free ones that you can give out and have people come. They're also allocated by YouTube, just like the other gifted memberships. There's no, it's just based on YouTube allocating on if they've interacted with the channel. Yeah. Yeah. Has the person watched the video recently or interacted with in the live stream or in the comments?
Ever.
Or, yeah. Well, if that channel starts getting a lot and they have a lot of activity, then they'll certainly start be running out of people to look for, and they'll start to have to, give it to people who subscribe but haven't watched for quite some time.
Wait, Callie Plain says I have those 10 memberships I can gift.
Ah.
As someone in the wild who actually has the ability to do it.
Yes, that's good. I'll be watching intently now.
Yeah,
I do see a couple of the channels similar to Callie Plains who are giving out membership, but I couldn't tell whether they were paying for because you could also just go and buy some and drop them.
Yourself.
You can drop them in. You're going to get you're giving some money to YouTube, but you're going to get some of that back as well. So it's like a discounted membership.
Yeah.
So it's all not very easy to understand. It's all very convoluted when it comes to memberships. Like certain things happen, certain things work, certain things don't work. It depends if you're a brand channel, not a brand channel. All crazy things. Certain things won't work on
chat asking what are the benefits of having a brand versus a not brand channel. I'm just trying to find it. It just disappeared. I had it and I was going to tell you who it was so you could click on it.
Oh, let me go look. I see a question from FMFANYT, which I got to get back to about monetization.
Oh yeah, it was K&J Lumber Products. What are the pros and cons of brand accounts versus non-brand accounts?
I think that question came up on Nick's show last week. But my thoughts on that is there's not a lot of difference these days because back in the day, and this is what Nick said as well, the way that you could give people permissions in your back end, like if you had like somebody who was uploading videos on your behalf, different things like that, you would be able to give them different permissions. That would work differently depending if you had like a personal channel or a brand channel. And so there would be issues, but they've sort of made it so they're all very much similar process now. Yeah. So that's not a big issue.
Originally, you couldn't give somebody back-end access of your channel unless you had a brand account.
Yes.
And so you had to create a brand account if you wanted team, if you wanted someone to come in and look at your comments, or you wanted somebody to be able to upload or whatever it is that you're getting people to do for you.
Yeah.
And there was no way to do that on your personal channels. and then the lines have now been blurred. So if you're on a personal channel, you might have a couple of less options, but you've got channel manager, you've got editor, you've got viewer, like you've got quite a few options now on a personal channel that we just never used to have. So those of us who've had our channels for some time probably set them up originally on a brand account, and it's very difficult to change back to a personal account from a brand account.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, and I think this might still be the case, is when you set up that channel and you made that choice, if it was a personal one, it'd be like first name, last name. So it'd be like personal channel, first name, last name. But if it was a brand channel, it'd just be a field that you could put in, amazing yacht destinations. That's your brand. Yeah. But you could like mine's Doug Hewson YT, but that's just all in one field. That's my channel name. If I had set it up as a personal account, it would be, Doug Hewson, first name, last name. And so there was some limit. That would limit some channels. You would see some channels set up a personal one, and they would have to like tweak it to fit.
I'd have like one word as the first name and another word as the second name, and they weren't actually a name, but you had to have both fields filled.
And, you'd have stuff like that going on. So by and large, if you're doing brand stuff, I would just stick with the brand thing, because the thing with memberships and stuff isn't worth too much.
I don't think it's worth
of a hassle.
The hassle of not having the brand account if you need the brand account at this stage.
Yeah.
Beanie Draws is in the house.
It's Beanie in the house.
Beanie is in the chat. Is in the chat.
All right.
FM Fan YT.
Yeah. I think that might be right.
Yeah.
I was just spelling it out before.
Yeah. I don't live stream as much, as I don't know if the hours count towards monetization. Yes, they do. My question is, those that don't do lives, is it worth setting up AdSense at 3K for fan funding or wait for the 4K for AdSense? Do you want to give your...
Okay. I'll start with the last part first. If you get fan funding, they still pay you out through AdSense, so you'll need to sign up at that point, and they'll prompt you to do that. So when you get there, that's the time to sign up for your AdSense. And then when you get to the part where you actually get the requirements to get actual ads on, you already have it set up, and it will just flow so much easier than then. But yeah, don't sign up early. Don't go and make a regular AdSense account, because YouTube now do what's called AdSense for YouTube. It's still part of the AdSense, but it's like a separate category. And you set that up through the Earn tab. When you reach your requirements, you sign up. They will walk you through a process to do that sign up. So don't sign up for AdSense until you get to that point.
Yeah.
So with mine. So yeah, and you were talking about the watch time. It does count. And
it does,
when does it count?
It counts when your live stream is public. So if you private your live stream or unlist your live stream, that watch time doesn't count. But if you have a public live stream, whether it's vertical or horizontal, those watch minutes will count.
That's right. And it's exactly like, I did the thing where it locked my computer. I unlocked it straight away with my watch. Woohoo!
Yeah, with that was very superhero-y.
It was
the
power of Apple.
The watches.
Oh, I used to watch that when I was a kid.
Yeah. I can't think of... I don't know.
Battle of the Planets in the late 70s, early 80s. It's like an old Japanese anime that got converted to English.
Yeah, and it was...
They used to rock. They rocked. I watched that when I was a kid. I'm surprised they haven't turned that into a franchise yet.
Oh, they probably have. It's just on a channel we don't watch. I don't know.
So I had one more final thing to say about this was, well, it's the same with regular videos. If you unlist or private them or delete them, then you lose that watch time that counts towards your monetization. So you want to make sure you keep those public so they count. So it works the same way with live streams. You got to keep it public to count. So keep the replay up so people can watch it.
Now Beanie has a follow on. Would a live stream count if you republic it after it's been put into private or unlisted?
Oh, you're getting with the technicalities.
I'm never sure. I'm never sure of the answer to that one, because I don't think it does. I think you lose them, but any that come afterwards get to count. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, I'm just scrolling to catch up right now.
Yeah.
And these little
I hang out from the bottom of the chat because I'm also modding, whereas Doug is actually in order of when people actually left their messages, and I just jump around like chaos. Keep Doug on his toes.
Yes. Yeah, I understand the complexities. There's always something about YouTube that seems weird or complex or doesn't make sense. Yeah, you get used to it.
Yeah, yeah. You've really got to want a YouTube.
Yeah, I want to see it in action. Absolutely. All right.
Awesome.
Hopefully
Doug, you'll have to announce your arrival in every Cali Plains live stream. I'm here. I'm here.
I do.
Oh, what's this one?
I do. That's flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor. I had it on the little tiny screen in front of me. And I was just like, what is that?
Shark Scrapper says, thanks for the info about subs. I just did some more digging and found it on advanced. Wow, 9% of my lost subscriptions were from discontinued channels or spam.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go.
And it is actually, it's usually, like, it sounds really awful, but I've noticed myself, it's usually less than, like, people unsubscribe because they just don't want the content anymore. And if you're doing an education channel, people do change. Like, they get to a point where they actually don't need your help anymore. And so they do unsubscribe. It's just the nature of education channel. But yeah, it's just like, you know, it's a little hit in the heart when you're like, oh, it was only 10% left because of spam. Oh, the rest left because they just hate me. No.
Okay. Where do we need to go to look to make sure we are up to date on AdSense for payment in terms of taxes? You do that in your AdSense account.
Yeah, you need to log into actual AdSense, not through YouTube.
Yeah, and then you got to go down to the bottom where it says payments and go in there, and somewhere in there is like your tax info, and that's where you want to check to see whether you're due. Yeah, see whether you're due
to download your.
Do the updated one, because I think I was talking to Larry, it's every 3 years, so it just depends on when
2 to 3 years.
When you actually did the last one, and it'll be like 3 years after that, and then you have to renew it. It's an IRS thing. You know, we even have to do it because
we have to do it from Australia. Yeah,
because we pay taxes. If any of our content generates income from the United States, then it has to be reported to the IRS.
Yeah.
So that's why us non-US people have to do it. Beanie got summoned.
Oh.
Bill Clinton's here. Good morning,
wow,
President
we're getting
Clinton.
famous now. All right. I dragged him here. Points at self. It's from Kate the Fit.
Is it easy or hard to switch AdSense accounts if we sign up for YouTube partnership with one and switch to another AdSense later on?
You should only have one AdSense account.
Because you can have like multiple channels, multiple Gmail accounts, but with AdSense you're only allowed to have one. Now you can have one personal one. Maybe you're doing a personal YouTube channel, and then later on you make an LLC or something where you're going to make an AdSense account for the company. Then that makes sense. You can switch the linking in YouTube on YouTube side if that ever happens. But you can't just create another AdSense account in the same name with the same credentials, because they only allow you to only have one. If you set up a second one, they go, hey, you've already got one, so we're not accepting this application. So it gets a little bit tricky. But if it's like clearly you start with a personal one, later on you create an LLC for your channel, and you need to change it in that way because you're going from being a hobby where I get paid a little bit to an LLC where it's a business and you got a bank account and everything else. So obviously the payout details are different and stuff. You might want to set it up as a business account. Then you can do that. So you have to set that up, set up a new account in AdSense, but it'll have to be set up as a business if it was previously just your personal AdSense account. So, but if you set it up the right way at the start, say it is set up in the name of the channel, whatever, and you're just changing banking details, you can just change banking details in AdSense. You can link to a new, say I close a bank account and I have a new bank account, and I can update those details in AdSense as well. And that's all done on the AdSense side. All right, back to the comments.
Alrighty.
Ooh. You might have something to look at on Nick's Discord
Yeah.
based on that. So I'll let you have a look at that. I'm just going to go, Ollie Smith is here. It's good to see you. Good to see you this week. I sometimes catch Ollie's content on replay or I miss the lives if they're live at a time where I'm doing something else. But yeah, been watching some of that Amazon stuff lately. The one about the Amazon UK, Amazon influencer program. All good stuff. It's helpful. Oh, first live stream crash. Yeah, it's been happening.
Oh, no.
Been happening to all of us.
Yep.
Okay, where do you look for subscribers, lost subscribers? You got to go into on desktop specifically. You got to go into analytics and then go into advanced mode, and then you look into in all the pull downs of what you can do. There's something about subscribers lost, and if you click on that, that will open up some information where it'll actually break down the data on subscribers lost. Obviously, you can check, if it's lifetime or last 28 days or somewhere in between. You can do all that as well. So yeah, analytics in advanced mode, and then look for subscribers lost. It'll probably be in a section called subscribers or something, and it'll be like subscribers gained, subscribers lost. Vibe of Charlie Morris is here. Welcome to the stream. Oh, something about
Charlie.
X. Something about DMs and X.
I've just replied.
Okay, cool. I see a Q, so I just clicked on it. Okay, I just had a thought about YouTube AdSense thing. Can you be in the YouTube partner program and not turn on the place ads thing, but be able to have Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can opt out of ads. Like you can any video, you can just say don't monetize this video. You can do it like at the video level, but you can still do super chats, super stickers, and stuff on your live streams if you want. So yeah, you can pick and choose.
But
Absolutely.
only once you're in the YouTube partner program. You can't decide not to have ads until you're in the partner program.
Difficult as we have a partnership. My boss has his business and wants to funnel money to his business at first. We plan to switch over to a separate LLC. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So then you would disassociate one AdSense account and then associate a new AdSense account instead with the channel.
Yeah.
That'd be done in your channel settings, in the Earn tab, I believe. I haven't had to look into that, so I believe it is in the Earn tab. That's where it used to be. It makes sense to be there. It'll be in the section.
I think it is. I'm sort of like, I think it is. Yeah.
I can't think of any other place it would be.
No. I think you have to connect it in there. But yeah, and because businesses get sold and things like that, so there has to be a way to be able to change the AdSense accounts.
Shaq Trevor says, analytics, advanced mode, subscription source tab. You may need to click the plus button out of column for subscribers lost. Yeah. That's a good flow. That's a good flow. I just know basically it's in there. Once I get in there, I'll go and look and find it. That's what I do. I'm like, I'm looking for this thing. It's in the pull down list. Okay, yeah, I got to add that.
Yeah. All right.
Are we back?
Yeah, but our stream on the other end is paused.
Let me just type in the. Yeah, I told Ecan to resume because it asked me, do I want to resume the stream?
Yeah. So it looks like we're back.
All right.
Yep, we're back.
I believe we're back.
Okay.
Ecan gave me an alert, a low quality stream, and I think it got to the point where they actually dropped the stream for a second, but it gave me the opportunity to rejoin the stream while it was still talking to YouTube. So I think it could be just my internet.
A little discussion about our Ecaminess that we're using, because we don't normally stream with Ecam when we're guesting.
Yeah, normally every other stream that we've done together, we've done using StreamYard.
Yeah.
So we thought because we've both been using Ecamm, we thought we'd give it a try.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure we had a backup just in case. And that didn't work out well. So we're like, well, it's Ecamm or nothing.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everybody about your experience with StreamYard the last 24 hours?
Oh my goodness. In the last 24 hours, I have tried to jump into two different things, and in both instances it failed. Where no one could connect. Like, there was one chat where there was a pile of people in there, we had about, I think there was about 6 of us, and we were supposed to be able to all have a video call, and nobody could connect their cameras. And then today, this afternoon, I was able to connect my camera, but Doug wasn't able to connect his. Creator Classroom says she went in yesterday to do something and her camera would not connect. I have an update, Doug, if you're interested. I did log a report with StreamYard, and they got back to me, and they suggested that you restart your iOS app, because the iOS app guesting has limitations, and they just listed out like the facial blur, and I was just like, that was not what I wrote. I did not say that we were using that. And I replied back with no. As stated in the original, we're using desktop. We tried 2 different browsers. And and a week or so ago, I was in a webinar. I was modding a webinar that the actual webinar host had to totally bounce the webinar over to an unlisted live stream because it just would not work.
That's all I have to say about that. Facepalm.
Yeah. It was
Captain Picard, thank you.
Yep. Creator Classroom says, they charged my expired credit card.
I do know that. We were chatting about that when it happened. So yeah. If you want to live stream and you want to use something, don't use StreamYard, please.
Try EVMux. That's my suggestion for right now. Try EVMux. I haven't tried the guesting feature on it. I've tried lots of other parts of it, and I found it to be really, really solid. Give EVMux a go.
That pretty much this one pretty much summarizes everything.
It does.
There are a few choices out there. EVMux is probably one of the better ones.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it is different. This is the thing. This is not just a StreamYard replacement. It is a different thing. They have a different focus. They have different features. They just happen to do some of the same stuff, which is good. And they're all a little bit different. So working out which one works for your workflow is where you're going to need to go. Most of them have a free trial or a free plan for you to test it out and see which way you are going. And I'm trying not to read that one. I worked in an IT department for a long time. That was actually a fix.
Turn it off and on. Yeah, of course. And it sometimes works, depending on what it is.
We call it that. We were like, have you done the Windows Superfix?
That's it.
But yeah,
that's it.
It's definitely a fun one. If anyone's interested, I do have an EVMux affiliate link, so I could probably dig that out if you want.
If you find it, drop it in the chat for people who might be looking, because I've been having issues with cameras connecting anyway because it's a Mac thing with the Mac update. But this was like outright, like I saw a list and then the list disappeared. I could not connect to any camera. Anything I clicked on didn't work. Like I have since my Mac issues, like used the Elgato Epox Cam app and just select that, and it usually works fine for me, and then I'll just use my phone as a camera because I can't connect my main camera for whatever reason. But that's a Mac issue. It wasn't a StreamYard issue. But this is a different thing. It's like unless Chrome is dinking them around, but I had the same issue in Firefox, so I think it's StreamYard.
Yeah, and. Yeah, it's disappointing. It's just disappointing.
StreamYard got bought out back in about April, I think, by a company called Bending Spoons, who have a history of taking products like Filmic Pro. What's another one? What's that? Evernote. Is it Evernote? And a few others.
Yeah, the one with
and
the
then
elephant.
turning them into
Filmic Pro is one of theirs.
Yeah, trash. Like trash products with stupid subscriptions. I used to use Filmic Pro. It was a one-time purchase, and then there was no subscriptions. They changed it to a subscription thing. I jumped ship. I don't
Because
use it. I have the
didn't
legacy
Filmic
app where I
Pro-
could still use it.
Wasn't it like say $20 or $30 a year, and then it became like $20 a week?
It was some
rough.
significant change.
Yeah.
They did leave a legacy app which you could still use, but you would never get any updates or new features.
Yeah.
Which is, they moved you to a new version number and stuff like that.
But they came in, they got rid of a lot of staff, a lot of team. From what I'm hearing, over 50% of the staff were let go. They let go of all, well, not all, but a lot of their influencer contracts.
Yep.
So all that sort of stuff, they didn't re-sign on a lot of those. So yeah, just a lot of changes all at once, and one of the pillars of StreamYard was always stability. I think that pillar has been taken to with an axe.
Somebody's chopped down the pillar. It's like
the whole
it's like
pillar's
four.
gone. They just backed up a great big old truck straight into it, and just drove off with broken bits of pillar in it.
I can see these 3 pillars and they're holding up StreamYard, and somebody's backed into one and it's fallen over, and now it starts to teeter.
Yeah, they've taken out the middle pillar, so the other 2 are shaken.
Yeah, if the stability is gone, what's going to go next? Ease of use will probably go next, and then professional streams. Mm-hmm. They'll call it professional, but it probably won't be because
like seriously, if there's no stability, there's no professionalism.
Yeah.
Like they go hand in hand. Without the stability, there is nothing.
That is so true.
I'm so disappointed. I love StreamYard so much. I recommended them to so many people. Anyway, sorry.
So Livestream Consultant says, what about OneStream? I remember looking at OneStream, but I don't have any thoughts on it right now. I don't know if that was one of the ones.
OneStream.
I was running through a lot of them at one point.
The Creator Classroom was using OneStream.
Yeah, I think that one was all right. I think that was up there it was still on my list. Like there was a couple I eliminated straight away because they were bad. But EVMux was still on my list. I think OneStream was still on my list.
Yeah.
The Streamlabs one was still on my list, which I can't remember. It had a funny name. Streamlabs. Streamlabs Studio?
Something Ultra. Studio Ultra.
Streamlabs Live Studio.
Live Studio, and then you could upgrade to their Ultra plan, which was totally worth it.
Which gives you everything to do with StreamYard. So
and we were like,
Streamlabs.
oh look, you could get everything for like $120 a year when StreamYard now wants to charge us $90 a month.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, EVMux pay their affiliates. That's good to know. Talk Studio.
Talk Studio.
That's right.
Evan Van Life is in the house. Good to see you. Beanie Draws is a little out of the loop. It's all right, Beanie. We'll catch you up.
Yeah, it happens. That's the nature in the creator space at the moment. There's been a lot of venture capital and people buying, people building up something that's really good, buying it and shoving it down the toilet. It took longer with some other things. You might notice that recently I no longer have TubeBuddy affiliates on my videos, so I've taken all the links off because they just made some bad decisions on affiliate programs, and that was sort of along with some other things that they'd done in the past. Because remember, they got bought out by Ben. Ben, I think it's called Ben Labs now. Back a few years ago, which is fine, and I think we're all learning lessons from this. People who are in that creative business space, where they might have sold things and regret that they sold them because of how their baby was treated. It's like you're a parent and you're marrying off your child, and their spouse abuses them. It's a bit like that. It's a graphic example.
That's a really graphic.
I don't want to take it any darker than that.
But it's not incorrect.
But it's like it's a bit what it's like because if that's your baby, it's a baby. You know what I mean? Like these, Gage and Dan made StreamYard from scratch, and they basically got shafted. because of because they made a bad decision somewhere in the process to sell to Optin, and then so they're no longer the actually owners. They were still working there, but they were no longer the owners. And then Optin could do what they will with the company.
Absolutely.
They sold it to Bending Spoons.
Yeah. I think you need to read out Urban Van Life super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Urban Van Life, just because we love Beanie, because he's dead sexy. $9.99. GBP, super chat,
Nice.
Urban Van Life. Neil, Emma,
Bring it.
how are you? That's so
yeah.
funny. So yeah, that was good timing to lighten the mood for a second there.
It was. We needed
I
it.
went a-
We needed
I
the
went a
gear
bit. I think I went a bit dark.
But it's just because, like, it comes down to we loved the software. It was awesome. It was easy to suggest. It was like the no-brainer. And now it's just like, wait, what are we going to use instead?
Yeah.
So yeah, and like being in Australia, having cloud-based streaming for being able to guest and things like that is great, because sometimes our internet's a bit crap. So
Cafe Fit has got a $4.99 super chat. Says, got to agree with this, Neil. we got some Beanie Drawers fans in the house today.
some beanie loves in the chat. That's so awesome. I love
There it
it.
is.
Oh, and Urban Van Life's right. You don't need software like TubeBuddy. You're right. You don't. There's lots of these softwares that's originally, maybe not so much now, but originally were just to save time, to speed up processes, things like that. But you don't need them. You can still do all this stuff other ways. It just might take a little bit more time.
I agree.
But you don't need them. Like, no. So I agree with that.
I'm running out of water.
Doug, look, I'd give you some of mine, but
Yeah, I need to get a bigger bottle for streaming. I need to get a Yeti. I need a
to get
Yeti.
yourself a Yeti. We
Need
also
the
need
Yeti.
Yeti sponsorship in Australia. Like, I can't get it. Like, because I'm Australian, I can't get it. I think
That's crazy.
just rude. It's just
That's
rude.
crazy. We're reaching Americans everywhere.
We are. Oh,
There we go.
it's so good. It's so good. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Doug, you could just leave me here and run off and fill up your water. Like, does that tap that you showed us before actually work?
It's like literally right here.
You could just top your bottle up, right?
Okay, this is
You
what
could
I'm going
just
to
top your
do.
bottle
This is
up.
what I'm going to
Oh, I'm in charge now. This is my stream. And in my stream, I'm the boss. No. Yeah, Doug's got a tap. Like, he could just literally lean over. The big joke is he's in the kitchen right now. So I can't bring any chats on screen, but I'm in charge. Great Scott. Evan Van Life says, I think some of the softwares hinder you and make you not think. And I would agree with that, because you don't actually understand where to go and look to change these things for yourself. You're relying on a tool to do it for you. And so having that information available and being able to do these things yourself is super important, I think. And just because you've got access to the tools and you can afford them, should you actually use them? I don't know. If they actually save time, if they actually help, free you up for something else, possibly. But you just have to make those decisions for yourself. And understanding how they work, so if they disappear and you don't end up in a toilet, it's better. Oh,
Shark Scrapper's
man.
mocking you again. I don't know what to say.
Hang on a second. I'm a mod. I can just kick him out of the stream. Oh, dear. Wow. Now lock the door and make Doug knock to get back in. It's Doug's stream. He can just kick me out. I've got nothing. I can't do anything.
TubeBuddy was
dear.
popular when Beanie made videos. That was a long time ago. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
Neil's
gold. I love this.
Neil is ribbing. That's a ribbing. That's what we call a ribbing. All right.
It is.
Anyone
Absolutely.
got any questions?
I love
Drop them in the chat.
it. Yeah. We're happy for you to troll each other. Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Because we can just sit here and have a laugh. Gosh. That's not a spider, it's a face hugger. And now I'm like just having a little quick look just to double check. Because one of these days he's going to say there's a spider. I'm not going to believe him. And there'll be legit a spider.
Is there another tool that does bulk edits besides TubeBuddy? Like I still use TubeBuddy's bulk edit. Like I turn, I don't have the, I have it loaded, but I have the extension turned off on Chrome. If I ever need to bulk change, I turn it on and use it. So that is one of the most handy features I have. So I do use it for that. I did hear somebody saying that they
Yes, someone was asking about it.
Asking about adding it, or
Creative Fuel.
Creative Fuel might be adding it at some point.
Yeah.
It's been talked about.
They tweeted about it, I thought.
I don't know if it was a public tweet or if it was in the.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, have I just said something I shouldn't have said?
In the beta tester Facebook group.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I think that's technically what the Facebook group's for.
Next thing you know, Chantel's been booted out of Creative Fuel.
I don't. So that might be something you might see added to Creative Fuel. I'm trying to remember. I'm not aware of any others. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if vidIQ does it. Probably not. I don't think TubeSpanner doesn't do it. I'm pretty sure.
TubeSpanner doesn't do it. I don't think vidIQ does do it. I think it really was a TubeSpanner thing.
TubeBuddy, yeah.
TubeBuddy thing. There's so many tubes. Seriously.
I'm surprised that YouTube haven't added something like that. And they might do. Maybe they'll use AI to do it, which they don't really need to. It's just programming. It's not a difficult thing to do. Find and replaces. We've been doing it in Excel and Word for 20, 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah, Shark Scrapper. It's not in Creative Fuel yet. I think it was in something asking Creative Fuel users if it was something that they would be interested in. It's not there yet. Or it may not end up being in there. It was just a question.
I'm gonna have to look for that gift to add to my list.
To insert
Kermit
Sad
by the Rainy
Kermit.
Window. Sad Kermit by Rainy Windows. Probably from one of the classic Muppet movies.
I might have to beat you to it because I'm streaming on Sunday night / Monday morning.
Yeah. I'll have to do it. I'll just have to do a search of Giphy to find it. But I'm sure it's there. It has to be there.
It would have to be. It would have to be.
Can you explain the big push for vertical streaming? What are the advantages? That's a good question. I don't know if I've got an answer. Have you got an answer for why vertical has an what advantages are there to vertical? I guess if people are watching on the phone,
it's the shorts algorithm. If they're on the phone, the stream just lands in their lap when you're swiping. So as they're just swiping, they hit a live stream. They're like, oh, what's this? So it's just the shorts algorithm. Some people love that vertical experience. Some people, especially those that are heavily into shorts, TikTok shopping, all those sorts of things. YouTube's really trying to come in on that. But it's not for everybody. So if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But I have noticed that when I vertical live, the comments area needs more moderation. Should I just put it that way?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
So they're trying to encourage people to vertical live stream by adding like these new features, like where they're rolling out in the US at least the jewels.
Yeah.
So different for monetizations seems to be a good thing to get people sort of motivated for things.
Q&A feature, the new Q&A feature you mentioned tonight.
Yeah.
And that you showcased on your vertical live.
Yeah, what that seems to do is just put a little thing that people can click on so they can. It sort of encourages people to leave a comment, and that's and because comments end up in the chat anyway, they don't go to a special place or don't appear. You can't highlight them and like we can here with these.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't do any of that. Anything special like that. So it's like I think it's a little bit gimmicky because it's just taking a feature that was in shorts and putting it.
Am I the only one who thinks that like their big push for this vertical streaming, but you can't put any clickable links in your description? Like, does that seem counterintuitive to anybody else, or is that just me?
Yeah, that Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point because they're associating with like it's hidden behind the shorts feed and it's vertical like a short. So they're giving it the same parameters as a short where you can't put on a put links in the chat the same as you can with shorts, which I think it's even ridiculous on shorts. I don't necessarily buy the people taking advantage because if they can take advantage on shorts, they can take advantage on normal videos and live streams.
They can still chuck in a QR code. People can still get the links. Like you could be watching on one phone. Like, I mean, I've got 2 phones handy. Like, you know, if you got your iPad handy, whatever, if you got your laptop where you can just take a photo, you know, like you've got ways to get access to these QR codes even if you're on a phone.
That's a good question. Is there a vidIQ equivalent for TikTok? I don't know if there's any creator companies that sort of specifically focus on TikTok. I think some of these companies might branch out from YouTube and say, well, if you're on TikTok, we have a couple of extra features that are TikTok exclusive. I'm not sure what they are, but that's a good question because I don't.
Does TikTok give access to the API like YouTube does? Because that
I'm
could
not
be
sure.
limitation.
I'm not sure.
That
Like,
could be
I'm
the
not up on
limitation.
TikTok as much as I am on YouTube. So that's a
Me
very
neither.
good question. That's something we need to be looking out for. I'm not aware that there is exclusively like a channel that teaches TikTok. There probably are ones out there that would talk about how to do TikTok because they're ones that were like, remember the Instagram ones, like how to grow an Instagram channel and that. So they're out there. They're out there for all the different platforms. I'm sure that those would be there.
Instagram search.
Yeah. Like I'm sure there are ones for TikTok for sure in regards to like a YouTube channel that's teaching TikTok. 100% there should be. I don't know what they are. As a creator company, I don't think there is.
Yeah, I don't know of one off the top of my head. It doesn't mean they don't exist. It just means I don't know about them.
This is a fair point, and I agree with this 100%. Kelly Plains says, I don't like vertical. Doesn't work in my niche. When you're doing, because what Kelly Plains does is he's watching planes take off a land. It's a vertical, even though they're going up and that, planes are long.
It's a horizontal thing.
Planes travel horizontally, they don't travel up and down. So if you're on a phone experience, even if you're shooting it on a phone, you want to go horizontal. You want to do this because you've got a runway that's like a horizon. You've got planes landing and taking off.
Yep.
Like I agree, 100%. Like you could convert something and crop it. If you could crop something after the fact for like a short, I'd understand that. But yeah, I wouldn't like if you're live streaming it, I wouldn't do it as a vertical live stream. Not in 100 years, not in a million years.
And I like maybe with my YouTube education information channel, but not with my yarn crafting channel. No, like while people do watch Instagram and things like that, if they're wanting to learn how to do something, they tend to want it on a bigger screen so they can look at it. Oh yeah.
I think we can all agree with this. Anybody who's hung around any sort of live stream.
Everybody in the chat, just put a random @ if you wish you could just @ on a mobile device. Just tag people on a mobile device. Like it is just why YouTube. Seriously. Just why? Is it actually that hard? Like, what is it about the mobile experience in the chat that's so different that means we can't have it? Chatty Cathy,
that's a
I
good
have
question.
Android. I can't do it on my Android Pixel 7 phone. Chatty Cathy says she can @ on a mobile.
That's weird. What in a YouTube live chat?
Yeah, like I can use the @ sign and I could type out the whole name and it'll work, but I can't type @ and then put in a couple of characters and have the list of names to choose one. Chatty Cathy, did you have to type out my whole name for that, or could you just choose a drop down? I'm so curious.
Like, yeah, if you physically type the whole name in, that works.
Yeah, it'll work. Yeah, but
It'll
you have
tag
to physically type the whole name in.
The tagging part will work. It's just that auto filling, like when you on desktop, you start typing. If I go DOU, when I get that point, it'll populate everything that matches, so I can
and then you can just choose the one, and that's really good for people that have got like random characters and things like that. Yeah, Chatty Cathy has to type the whole thing out. Yeah, that works, but not the actual proper tagging drop downs.
Could be.
Yeah. They can't afford the programmers. I love that.
At
Yeah.
Renee. I think Renee's heard that a million times too. I've heard people tell him directly.
He's got to be sick of it, right? He's got to be sick of it, sick of us asking for it.
There we go. Jack Scrapper did his first 3-minute short, gained 2 subscribers, and earned 7 cents. We'll be partying tonight.
Yeah, Shark Scrapper, are you bringing us all over to Vid Summit next year? Like, that's 7 cents.
7 cents. Just have to do how many more 3-minute shorts to?
Just a few, just a couple.
Yeah, I think I'm probably due for another round of giving. Hey, why don't you do this? This is taking a while.
Yeah.
Did we add it? Did we? I'm sure I included it in when Renee was asking for live streaming stuff. I think I did too.
I included it. Yeah.
And it was like in the last month. It was sometime in the last month.
I think we both asked for that.
Yeah, he'll be thrilled. It's one less question people will ask him.
Oh yeah, it would be. Like he was probably so happy when they rolled out the split testing. The test and compare. I was trying to think of their name for it. The test and compare, because that was, what was that, 2 years of people asking when that was coming.
Yeah, and the next and the other one was which they sort of died down a bit, but is still not rolled out to everybody, is the multi-language audio.
Oh yeah.
And that seemed to have morphed from being called multi-language audio, like being just having the ability to upload different audio tracks in regards to different languages, to being auto dub. But it's like, well, what about the people who just want to upload
their own audio?
Because I'm getting my own translations done. I want to upload it to the video.
Yeah. Or they're like a language speaking channel and they speak it in both English and say French, and they can do their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I believe that feature is rolling out at the same time as auto dubbing, but they haven't really talked about it, which I think is disappointing, because that was the whole focus initially, was the ability to do multi-language audio. Whether or not YouTube are going to do it for you automatically, or you're going to get a service like Ditto Dubbing or something else to do it for you, it wasn't that as focused. But all of a sudden, it's all auto dubbing this, auto dubbing that, from made on YouTube in September, and now it's all of a sudden they're rolling it out to people. Like a bunch more creators got it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
I'm hearing some interesting stuff, like male creators are getting like female auto dubs, and you're like, well, it'd be nice if I could make some specifications here. That'd be great. Yeah, poor Renee. Us always asking him stuff. Couldn't remember his YouTube creator name. He's the creator liaison.
Urban Van Life, Neil. Emma, have a great Christmas.
Have an awesome one.
I'm sure we'll run into each other soon on the interwebs. Kelly Plains. Yeah, it's 1 hour earlier where we are.
It's 1:34 in
so, but yeah.
Queensland.
And I think that's a good. I'm looking for this one.
Oh.
It's the last call.
Drop those gifts, drop those emojis. It's the last call, which means this is the last part of the show where it's the last chance to make a comment, ask a question, or that before we wrap things up. So this is like calling last drinks at the bar, at the pub.
Yeah.
At the.
You have to order your doubles now, everybody. Get your doubles in.
Bar, pub. What else? What's another name for a bar or a pub?
A
tavern.
There's the local.
Local.
The local.
The club.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I was sick of a bar. It's always a bar. Watering hole. Yep.
Have happy holidays there. iCast Enterprise,
Have
Jason.
An awesome one. Have an awesome one.
Talk to you soon. Remember, I'm not here next week. You'll see me in 2025.
I'm live on my. I've got one more. Just saying. I've just got one more.
That's right. You do.
Creative
Here's a
Classroom
question
is
for you.
asking if I'm enjoying my chair. Love my chair. I had to put a footstool. I've got a footstool under my desk because I hang out in here so much now that I've got like my big 32-inch curved monitor over here. You can't see it. I can see it. And I just like, I'll sit here and I'll have my crochet. I'll put my feet up on my footstool and I'll just be like, la, 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 la. And my family have to come in here to find me. I did have an issue. There was an issue, a part broke on it. And the after sales service was fantastic. It was like, show a photo of the broken part, boom, there was one in the post. And it was a really easy thing to replace, and it was fantastic. It was all good. Loving it. Absolutely thought it was the greatest thing.
Thank you for the super chat.
Kelly Plains
Kelly
dropping a
Plains.
$10 super chat. Thank you for answering all your all the questions today. Yeah, always a pleasure
Tried.
to answer questions. In this, we're in a little bit of a longer format. I can't see the runtime of the show because it says 32 minutes because of the reset.
Oh, of course.
But I think we started at 11,
We
so we're about
started at
2.5
11, yeah.
hours, just
Yeah.
over 2.5 hours. So I think that's a fair run for us because generally I do like about an hour
Yeah.
on a normal day.
My Thursday streams are usually 2 hours.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
so it's always good to sing. There's
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Lots of
Yeah,
Christmassy
Tavern,
stuff.
Watering Hole.
It's
Yep,
a
the
good
inner
colour
monitors.
chair, isn't it? Creative class. Yeah.
I can wear my glasses without, like, if I had headphones on, they'd press against my glasses. But yeah, I got these. I got these
6.
recommended to me. Chantel recommended these to me, so that's what I got.
Yeah. Me
had a-
6 in here.
I've actually posted. I think I've posted a
Get
video
paid.
on these already on my review channel. My unboxing
Did
for
you
these.
give him a good review? Did you give him a good review?
I've got a follow up, which is more of the review because I got the extension cable, and so I took that
Oh, yeah.
opportunity to
I always
do a
use an
review
extension
based on that.
cable. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
So
'Cause
so
I
yeah.
think the cable's too short, personally. Like,
Yeah. I
But
immediately,
what-
as soon as I tried to plug it in, it's like too short.
yeah. Definitely.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, 2 hours 37.
Grimrock, thanks for that. Yeah,
feels
yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, because Ecamm reset the timer, so I could probably. I'm just looking over on
'Cause we got
YouTube. Does
booted.
it tell me? Yeah, we got booted and we restarted. Fortunately, YouTube
let
now
us just join.
YouTube's reporting an excellent connection. So there we go. It's all
That's
happening.
weird.
It's all
That's
happening.
weird. 1 minute
will-
it's like, oh, it's janky. Everyone hold on. The next minute it's like, no, this is brilliant. It's chill. Look, one thing I'll say about getting a new chair is my chiropractic bill has considerably dropped.
That's good. If you get a good chair, that's definitely good
Yeah.
news.
Yeah, my chiropractor was just like, what was that chair you bought again? And I was just like, I told her. So, yeah.
Nice.
My
Nice,
feet
nice.
don't hit the floor. I had to get more. I had to get a very tall footstool, because my feet don't hit the floor. But I had less choice.
Yeah, that's a shame. Obviously, with iHeart, so they were like a network podcast or show.
Yeah.
I guess that's an audio show, which is a lot like a podcast.
Yeah.
How many people here? While we're still here, before we wrap things up, how many people here
Yeah.
like listen and or watch video podcasts or audio podcasts? Any of the above, like whether it's generally or just YouTube specifically stuff, or whether it's creator stuff, or whether it's just generally. Because
Yeah.
I'd like to sort of dabble in that in a little bit more of a better way. I was thinking of turning these live streams into podcasts, but I think I want to do something a little bit more dedicated. And Spotify now is monetizing a lot like the YouTube partner program, so I think there's some opportunities there for
Yeah. Video podcast
monetization as well. So I think
Yeah.
it's worth, and also on YouTube video podcasts.
I think that if you're going to make, like, I turn my live streams into podcasts, even though they don't go with this. I've just did it more to test test the water. But I think if you are intentionally planning a podcast, you need to make sure that you are creating audio first. So if you're going to be showing slides or imagery, you need to read every word and describe what it is, because there is a large portion of that podcast audience who aren't watching the screen.
Yeah.
So even though you will get video views and payments and things like that, there will be a large proponent of audio listeners who are going for a walk with you in their pocket, or hanging out washing with you in their pocket, or listening on the way to work, or whatever it is. So you've got to make sure that if you are making even a video podcast, it needs to be audio first.
Yeah. K&J Lumber, no, Nick isn't going live today. That's why sort
I
of
really
we're
hope
here.
you didn't go live, or we're late.
Yeah, because we normally, because we mod for Nick, we took the opportunity to jump in, because I usually do a show before Nick's stream and then roll into Nick's stream. So he did give notice last week that he wouldn't be here this week. That last week was probably his last stream for the year. You may see him pop up maybe next week. We'll see, depending on what he's doing next week. But then we're into 2025. He'll be back, in the new year at least. But
Early
he may do an impromptu maybe next week. We don't know. He's leaving it up in the air, but he said quite possibly last week's was his last one for the year. So yeah, we jumped in because that's what we like to do. Keep the vibes
Nick's
rolling.
traveling. Should we go live together? Yes, we should.
Yeah. Vibe of Charlie Morris says my channel has been stagnant, and the chat moved, and I'm looking at the wrong place.
For a while. Any advice?
It depends on what's stagnant. Is it like, do you feel the content stale, or are you feeling more of it being like, I'm not getting the response I'm looking for, like views, subscribers, that sort of thing, or just general channel growth? Because sometimes you could be stagnant in that area where nothing's growing, so that's like a stagnation, or your content's really flat, so your content's stagnant because you're doing the same thing and not getting the response you got before, and that could be one reason. Because if you're doing the same thing and you're expecting the same results over and over, but over time, people's like viewers, what they're looking to engage in and take part of is different over time. They want something fresh and different. So you have to learn to evolve your content over time. And some creators do that very well. People like iJustine, people have been doing it for years. Marquez Brownlee, Linus Tech Tips. They've had to evolve over time to still be relevant in their niche. Even Nick, to a certain extent, I think he needs to work on, he hasn't done a lot of video content. He's been working on other things, like learning how to create apps and different things. So he's working on a lot of different things behind the scenes. So he hasn't been putting out as much content. Obviously, he wants to keep focusing on the YouTube advice, because that's his bread and butter, and that's what he's known for. And I don't think that's going to change. But sometimes you have to change the way you do things. Obviously, there's been quite a while now he's been doing live streams with D or solo, doing the Nimmin live show for, I think we're on 6 or 7 years now. We've been that live show's been going in some sort of form, whether it was Nick by himself, or then when D came in, then when COVID, where it was D sometimes, and sometimes other guests, and everybody be dialing in from lockdown, and then he'd be doing the show from home for quite a while. And then now we're back with doing in the studio with D, doing like we used to do. The content in that type of content changed over time. There was a lot of channel reviews in the early days, but now you don't see channel reviews as much. It's just more of a Q&A. So there's an evolution, and you'll probably see that change again over time. The way we do shows. I know the way I've done my shows changed over time. I used to do a show on, this is a channel where I would help creators with stuff, and I'd do a trivia show. It didn't even fit the content. So you've got to be mindful of whether your content is still relevant. And sometimes it could be irrelevant content that causes a stagnation. So there's a whole bunch of things that could be. So experimentation is key, because some people are afraid to experiment and try something different. Now, if something doesn't work and you've tried it for a little while there's no harm in that. Like you can see, okay, well, this isn't really working. Sometimes you might notice that early on and change, but maybe you didn't give it long enough to see if that would take or not. Because it's not going to happen first video. It might happen over.
Yeah, an experiment is not one.
Yeah,
like an experiment is a series.
Yeah, is trying something for a period of time to see whether that is something that's going to work, something that the audience is going to dig. So if you're not experimenting, then you will have a form of stagnation.
You will stagnate.
Absolutely.
And
and I can say that I've experienced that myself. So I 100%. That's a thing. So I don't know if you have any more thoughts on stagnation of the channel.
Look, I think it's really easy to get stuck in our little rut and just continue making what we're comfortable with over and over and over again. And it's very easy to stay there. But we have to, like, as trends change, as people change, as the generations change, we have to be willing to change as well.
Coffee.
Thank you.
Chino.
Someone?
Yes.
Someone anonymously new supporter.
Thank you so much. But yeah, so you have to. Thank you for the coffee, but when it comes to trying to keep things fresh, it's important for you to do that not just for your audience, but also for yourself, because your viewers know when you're getting bored. They know when you're like not feeling it. They're not stupid. They're gonna see that you're just going through the paces. So try and keep it fresh, change it up, try a different style of video. Like you said that you do lifestyle channel. So that's quite broad. You could sort of lean into something else for a couple of videos and see how that goes. Maybe make it the same sort of content but with a different visual. Film it from a different perspective. Try something new in that regard if you need to keep that side of it. You've got a lot of options. And so, you just need to be prepared to, it's all about risk. And we are risk averse. Most people are risk averse. But you just have to kind of, pull on your big girl pants and just give it a go. Give something new a try. So
Absolutely.
That would be my advice.
Yeah. Beanie asked how long I've been rocking glasses because he doesn't know me for wearing glasses. I got these in the last year or so. I got a pair that I take to work, so they stay at work, and this is a pair I got for home. So two different styles of frames. Yeah, I'm getting old, so my eyesight's, especially looking at screens, mobile devices, stuff in this in this short area, like
weird lighting,
driving and stuff. I'm fine. It's just this short distance stuff. Looking
his
at
arms got too short.
I've been looking at monitors as
far enough to read them anymore.
I've been at a computer working in my job and in front of computers for 20 to 30 years. So at least 25 years now already.
Yeah.
So, half my life. So, that's got to take a toll on your eyes.
It does. I got some good questions in here. Where are we up to?
Yeah, I'm scrolling to look for questions now. There was a lot of talk about a lot of people watching podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'm scrolling.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm glad that was helpful.
Awesome. Kate the Fit's asking what camera and mics we're using.
That's a good question. I can't even find. I'm looking for that question so I can highlight it.
It's just a couple down from where you were. From the podcasting questions.
Let's back up here. Here it is. There it is. I'll start with me because I'm here. What's it? Cameras and mics. I've got a Canon M50 Mark II. It's got a 22mm pancake lens. So it's like gives me that sort of locked off. So it's like I can't zoom, but it has good autofocus and stuff. So it's like a fixed lens. Like I used to have the 16mm, the Sigma 16mm, which is a long thing that used to go on there. But that's also fixed length. That was a little bit tighter. 22mm gave me a little bit more room, so I went with that. This is a pod mic from Rode. I think I've got an affiliate link in for Rode stuff though. Rode, all my mic stuff's Rode. I got this running through. I've got the Rode mic arm. I've got the Rodecaster Pro 2 as a mixing desk, that then goes in my Mac. So Rode everywhere. Also got another Rode mic that I use for video recording, like more of a boom mic up here. So that's what I'm using. I've got a teleprompter and stuff going on here as well. But that's what I'm using. What are you using?
I'm using a Sony A6400 with its stock 18 to 55 mil, I think it is, off the top of my head. But whatever the stock lens is that it comes with, I didn't buy anything special. I am looking at getting a pancake lens. That 22 mil is a really nice sweet spot. So, because I do have to crop in because my wall backing here that you can see only goes part the way down my wall, so I don't want you to see the paint. So I just want you to see the pretty wall. So I too tend to crop it in. So I do zoom in just a little bit for mine. So that's my camera there. I also have a Canon 70D that I've got connected as well for a second shot, and a Brio webcam for my overhead shot when I'm crafting, but this is the A6400. And then I am using the Rode NTG. Can I bring it down? I don't think I can. I don't think it can come down. There we go. The Rode NTG. And I've currently got that plugged into my Rodecaster Pro 2 because I also, for some things, I use my pod mic as well. I've got a pod mic too, so I've got them all plugged in. So I've got the Rodecaster Pro 2, but the advantage of the Rode NTG is it is a USB mic. You can plug it straight into your computer. So, which I did do for quite some time before I got the Rode Procaster 2, whatever it's called, the box with the lights and the plug holes, and you stab it with your fingers. But yeah, that's about it. I bought my Rode NTG about 3 years ago. Love it. Absolutely love it. It was expensive, at least in Australia. It was like, I say expensive, right? Because I'd been using a Boya lav mic, so it's a $15 mic. And then I jumped to this, which was like a $240 mic. So that, so in the scheme of mics, it's not expensive, but from where I was to where I went, it was a big jump. So, yeah.
Yeah, mine one up here is a Rode. It's the wireless, the Go. It's not a wireless. It's a plug-in one. It's I've forgotten. For the life of me, I've forgotten the name of it. But it's a shotgun mic for recording videos. Yeah. So it's good for just like sitting out a shot like this. And Richie's like, what you're doing with your mic, but I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's goes straight to my camera.
And the thing is, you've got to think about the use case, right? Because for me, I talk with my hands, right? I need all this space. I really find that when I've got to use my pod mic, I've really got to be careful that I don't just whack it constantly.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that.
Yeah, and so and with my crafting videos, I don't want a microphone blocking the top-down camera angle. So I needed to think about that as well. So there are some audio pros and cons, like using the Rode NTG.
New toy arriving soon, and I'm going to be doing some tests and experiments with. I don't know a lot about audio. Yeah, always learning. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah. YouTube says excellent connection. I don't know what your cam's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just having a little bit, a little bit of a moment. It's just a bit of a moment. Yeah. Australians are not awesome. Like, we can't get, like, most people, I say most because some people can, like the gigabit internet. Most people can't get 100 down, 100 up. So, yeah. Like, I pay, for my actual location, I have the top level internet I can absolutely buy, short of hiring a crew to lay fiber optic for me, which is tens of thousands of dollars. So short of that happening, I've got the best internet I can, and that's 100 down and 40 up. So yeah, it's just, and Ecamm is different than StreamYard. It is. It's just different. Anyway, where were we? So Rode NTG, great microphone. But but when it comes to any microphone, you have to decide your use case for it and work out, is it worth spending that money, or are you better off grabbing something else?
Yep.
So, and when I'm talking dollars, I'm talking Australian dollars. So the Rode NTG is probably not $230.
It's probably like, I would probably put it down the sort of the one, anywhere between 150 and 200, I think, depending on when that was priced and exchange rates and stuff.
Yeah. And I love Rode's quality. Like I've got a Shure PGA 58 that I used when I first started streaming. And I love Rode. So not to say they're the only good one, but we can't really get DJI easily in Australia. It's not really something that's easily accessible. So if you can get your hands on something DJI, it's probably worth having a look with their little mics. But I'm Team Rode.
Team Rode.
I just wish Rode knew that.
I tell them all the time.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Hey Diane, it's good. We get a lot of lurkers, so thanks for saying hi. Thanks for being here.
Let us know in the chat, what's your upload speed? Like we're all creators here. Upload speeds are important to all of us. So what's your upload speed?
Yeah, mine's somewhere. I think mine's supposed to be either 20 or 40, but what I'm actually getting, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I get 35-ish, and I'm supposed to get 40, so that's cool.
Fast is always good.
Fast is nice. What I should specify is if you ask any Australian telco, what I get is technically considered super fast internet. And I kind of have a giggle every time I'm told that. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, dear. I don't know. Can I check on the phone? Yeah, just Google speed test and then click a button that says, and it'll let you test it on your phone. So if you just actually go to Google, type in speed test, I'm just going to hold my phone up to the screen in a second.
I think I had an app for that at one point.
So you can literally just run it through Google. I'm just trying to line this up here. And you click the blue button at the bottom. So I just literally Googled speed test and you can hit run speed test. Or you can actually have, like, download an app. I'm just checking. I'm actually running a speed test right this second. I hit the button so I can see it. Beanie says I used to have to stream at 480p. When I first started streaming, I had to stream at 480p as well. And then I was so excited when it went up to 720.
Like on Ecamm, we're using about 5 megabits upload for 1080p, which is good because they're doing some whiz bang, because it used to be closer to 10 you required to do 1080p. I used to stream for longest time in just 720p and just like sort of go out at 5. But you know, I've got fast enough like cable internet to get somewhere in the 20 to 40. So you know, it will do the 1080p live streams without an issue. Yeah, which is what I've been doing. Yeah. You know, every time I use Ecamm, I'm doing 1080p.
A solid 5 megabits per second upload will get you a 1080p stream on most softwares. But in the instance like here, we're using Ecamm as a guesting. That's going to use more internet because my signal has to go to Doug and then it's uploaded to YouTube. It's not cloud-based like StreamYard and EVMux. We're getting some of the results in for the speed testing.
Yeah, I've been highlighting them.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was talking.
That's all right.
416 down and 40 up. That'd be frustrating for me. I'd be like, why do I need so many down? I don't need that many down. I want more up. I've even contacted my telco and said like, hey, any chance? I would take 50 down if I could have 50 up. And they're like, yeah, no, sorry, we're capped.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Yeah. The only way you get asynchronous here in Australia is if you go through like a business, whether it's fiber optic or
Yeah,
of the
you've got to use
trunk lines
using
where
fibre
you
optic.
get 100
Yeah.
up, 100 down, or something like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
or faster. Sometimes you get a little bit
See,
faster.
for Beanie, mine's fine. I'm not having the issues. I think the issues are on Doug's end. So, because Doug's got to deal with the download and the upload and pushing it out. So, it's interesting how
Yeah,
you
that's
can
right.
make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My pushing out is fine, but I've got other stuff happening on the network. I've got people
Yeah, you've got
on
the rest
internet,
of your family. Yeah.
and hopefully they're not like a couple of my kids.
They could be live
they'll
streaming.
live stream, but probably not. But they go
Yeah.
playing like online games and stuff, so that'll
Yeah.
impact the
Yeah.
stuff. The signal's going up and down.
Yeah. And
That's the
that's
thing
just
that-
how it is.
It's the
And
thing that
also,
makes the
to
internet
keep in
work.
mind that your signal is not also just limited to your home; it's limited to your area. So if you're trying to live stream at a busy time, like say when all the kids get home from school, or around that peak, anywhere up to about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, all your neighbours are on as well. So that line that you're using is actually got more traffic on it. So you may not get your full amount that you pay for. So yeah. Whereas all mine are in bed.
What is it that Nick says when he's finishing the show?
About like
Not the pep talk. I'm talking about
not the pep talk. Okay.
With
'Cause
that
that's where I
being
was
said,
going.
with that being
Oh,
said,
yeah.
I think this is the word. I think that's what we're doing. With that
That
being
is.
said, I think we're going to wrap things up. It is 2 a.m. here. We've been streaming
It
for
is.
3 hours, so I think that's a
Wow.
fair stream. Nick normally does
I
3
think so.
hours. I usually do an hour, so it's like triple the time I normally stream
On
for.
that
So
note, yeah.
on that note, the last call is over. It is no longer Creator Breakfast Live. It's no longer having a Christmas sort of YouTube discussion. It's time to wrap things up and let people get on with their Saturdays or their Sundays, depending on what part of the world they're in.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to I'm taking a quick break. I won't be here next week on my regular show, but I'll be back the week after. We should be seeing Nick pop up in the new year. Chantel's doing her thing throughout.
Yep.
Um,
no breaks here. No breaks.
No breaks. The
All accelerated, no
Sunday
breaks.
/ Mondays are all happening. So
Jump over
I'll
and say hi.
I'll be in the chat tomorrow for that, so that'll be good. And we'll look forward to talking to you guys. If we don't see you before the 2025 kicks in or before Christmas, have a great Christmas, and I hope you have a great celebration New Year's period. Bring in the new year and get focused on your YouTube journey.
Start thinking
Anything you'd
about
like
your
to say?
2025 plan. That's what I'm going to say. Like, if you haven't already started thinking about it, give it some thought. What is it that you want out of YouTube in 2025? What is your big, scary goals that you've got for 2025? And then have a think about some small little steps that it will take to get to those big, scary goals. I think that we are all our own worst enemies, and just to really be kind to ourselves, and just give it everything a try. Give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. That's what I say.
Absolutely. And one final message to stay hydrated.
Fine. Jeez, Beanie's so bossy.
So yeah, I hope everyone has a great Christmas and New Year, and we'll see you very soon. We'll be back.
Yeah. Merry Christmas,
All
Doug.
right. Merry Christmas. Uh-oh, that's the one.
It's up.
Hang on.
That is not the end screen, Doug.
That's not the end screen. It's this one.
There we go. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bye.